You're exactly where you need to be right now.
If you're feeling that strange tension in your chest, that tightness in your shoulders, that inexplicable heaviness that modern medicine can't quite name or fix, you're not broken.
You're not weak. You're not imagining it.
What you're feeling is real, and tonight, you're finally going to understand why. Let me take you back 40,000 years. Picture the evening darkness settling over a sheltered cave entrance. The sun has just dipped below the horizon and the sky is painted in deep blues and purples. Smoke from carefully tended fires drifts upward, carrying with it the scent of cooked meat and burning wood. Your ancestors, your actual genetic ancestors, are preparing for sleep. Their bodies are perfectly synchronized with natural rhythms that you still carry in every cell of your body. As twilight deepens, something remarkable happens inside their bodies. Their stress hormones, cortisol and adrenaline, begin declining naturally. Not because they're trying to relax, not because they're meditating or doing breathing exercises, simply because darkness has arrived and their ancient biology responds exactly as it should. Their pupils dilate slightly, their heart rate slow, their breathing deepens. They are becoming ready for sleep, just as humans have for hundreds of thousands of years. You're safe here, watching from a comfortable distance as this ancient wisdom unfolds. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to change anything. Just breathe normally and listen as we discover what your body has been trying to tell you. That uncomfortable feeling in your chest right now, that tension in your shoulders, it's not weakness. It's not anxiety disorder, though that's what it might be called. It's not depression, though it might feel like it some days. It's your Stone Age body responding to a world it wasn't designed for. And tonight, you're finally going to understand the profound mismatch between what your body expects and what modern life delivers. Your ancestors sit around their fire.
And I want you to notice something important.
Their faces are relaxed. Not because their lives are easy, they're not.
They face dangers you and I can barely imagine.
But in this moment, as darkness falls, their nervous systems know exactly what to do.
There's no confusion.
No mixed signals. The ancient program runs perfectly. Now feel your own body in this moment. Take a slow breath and notice where you feel tension. Your jaw might be clenched. Your shoulders might be raised slightly toward your ears. Your stomach might feel tight.
This isn't your fault.
This is your body speaking an ancient language, trying to tell you something important. For 300,000 years, human bodies operated in a specific environment. We moved constantly throughout the day. We ate foods that grew naturally around us. We slept when it got dark and woke when light returned. We lived in close physical contact with family groups. We experienced stress, yes, but it came in waves that rose and then completely resolved. Our bodies were designed for this pattern, optimized for it, perfectly adapted to it. Your body is still running that same ancient program. Right now, in this moment, your cells are following instructions written in the African savanna, refined in the Ice Age, passed down through countless generations. But something has changed and your body doesn't understand what's happening. Imagine you're a sophisticated computer program, incredibly complex, designed to run on a specific operating system. You work perfectly, flawlessly when everything matches what you were designed for. But now imagine someone tries to run you on a completely different system.
You still try to work.
You do your best. But nothing quite functions the way it should. Errors accumulate. Performance degrades. You're not broken, you're just mismatched. This is what's happening inside you right now. Your Stone Age body is trapped in a modern world. And the mismatch is creating a disease that has no name, but everyone has. Let your mind settle into this understanding as we go deeper. Your ancestors needed certain things to function properly. They needed natural light patterns, darkness at night, bright, full-spectrum light during the day. They needed varied movement throughout the day, not exercise as we think of it, but constant, gentle activity. They needed foods that existed in nature, not factories. They needed temperature variations, cool nights and warm days. They needed physical touch, lots of it constantly. They needed real danger that came and went, not chronic low-level stress that never resolves. And what do you have instead?
Artificial light at all hours.
Sitting, so much sitting, for 10, 12, 14 hours a day. Foods that were invented in the last 100 years that your body has never encountered before in its entire evolutionary history. Climate-controlled environments that never change temperature.
Isolation, living alone or rarely touching others.
And stress, constant, unending stress from sources your ancient brain can't even comprehend. The program keeps running. Your body keeps trying to respond appropriately, but the responses don't match the situation anymore, and this mismatch is slowly destroying you from the inside out. Feel how just understanding this brings a sense of relief. It's not you.
It's not your fault.
It's a mismatch. Your breath is naturally slowing as you listen to this. Your body recognizes truth when it hears it. You've probably sensed this for years, haven't you? That feeling that something fundamental is wrong with how we're living, that sense that our ancestors knew something we've forgotten. You've been right all along. As we journey deeper into this mystery tonight, let yourself settle more completely into comfort.
Ancient answers require ancient relaxation.
Your ancestors are guiding you toward understanding, and that understanding itself is the beginning of healing. You can feel your eyelids growing slightly heavier, your muscles releasing tension you didn't even know you were holding. Tonight, we're going to explore exactly what this Stone Age disease is, how it's affecting every system in your body, and most importantly, what your ancestors knew that can help you heal. But we're not going to rush. We're going to move at the pace of ancient wisdom, slow and steady, allowing each insight to settle into your bones. The fire crackles in the Ice Age darkness. Your ancestors lean back against the cave wall, their day's work complete. They don't know about inflammation markers or cortisol rhythms or circadian biology. They just know they feel good, healthy, strong. And you can feel that way too, once you understand the mismatch and begin gently to restore the ancient patterns your body is desperately craving. You're exactly where you need to be right now, listening to these words, beginning to understand. Your body is already starting to relax, recognizing that finally someone is speaking its language. The language of evolution, the language of deep time, the language of the Ice Age fires that kept your ancestors warm and safe. Let's continue this journey together, discovering what your body has been trying to tell you, and what your ancestors knew about living in alignment with the deepest patterns of human biology. If you went to your doctor tomorrow and tried to describe what you really feel, the conversation might go something like this. You'd say, "I'm tired all the time, but I can't sleep well. My body aches, but nothing shows up on tests. I feel anxious and sad, but I don't know why. My stomach hurts, my head hurts, I can't focus, I forget things. I'm only 35 or 45 or 55, but I feel 20 years older." And your doctor, who genuinely wants to help you, would run tests. And those tests would come back mostly normal. Maybe your inflammation markers are slightly elevated.
Maybe your vitamin D is low.
Maybe your cortisol pattern is off. But nothing is dramatically wrong enough to diagnose. So you get sent home, maybe with a prescription for antidepressants or sleeping pills or pain medication. And those might help the symptoms, but, deep down, that something fundamental isn't being addressed. This is the disease that has no name. The medical system can't quite capture it because it's not really a disease in the traditional sense. It's a mismatch disease. Your body is responding exactly as it should to an environment it was never designed for.
And millions of people have it. Tens of millions. Maybe even hundreds of millions.
But because it develops slowly, because it's become so common that it seems normal, because it doesn't fit neatly into diagnostic categories, it remains invisible. Let me take you back to 40,000 years ago again,
to help you understand what health really looks like.
Your Stone Age ancestors wake naturally with sunrise. There's no alarm clock shocking them out of deep sleep. Light enters their eyes gradually, naturally triggering cortisol production. This cortisol, which you've probably heard is bad, is actually essential. It wakes them up, gives them energy, helps them face the day's challenges. Throughout the morning, they move. Not exercising, just moving. Walking to find water. Gathering firewood.
Checking snares.
Their bodies are in constant gentle motion, exactly what your musculoskeletal system still expects. They squat to work on tools. They climb to reach fruit. They carry children and supplies. Every muscle, every joint, every tendon gets used, stays supple, stays strong. By midday, they've perhaps made a successful hunt. Their bodies experience a surge of satisfaction, of accomplishment. This positive stress, this eustress, is healthy. It activates reward systems in their brains. They eat, and the food they eat is what their bodies recognize: meat, roots, vegetables, fruits in season. Their insulin spikes appropriately, then returns to baseline. Their gut bacteria, thousands of species, flourish on this varied natural diet. Watch how their bodies produce exactly the inflammation needed for healing. Someone has a cut from working with stone tools.
Inflammation rushes to the site, fights off potential infection, begins repair.
Then, and this is crucial, the inflammation shuts off. The job is done. The system returns to baseline. Their bodies know how to turn inflammation on and how to turn it off. Safe and warm in ancient wisdom, they move through their day with periods of activity and rest. Their nervous systems regulate perfectly. Stress comes in waves. A predator appears, adrenaline surges, they respond, the danger passes, and within 30 minutes, their stress hormones return to baseline. The cycle completes. This is what your body still expects. As evening approaches, their activity naturally winds down. The temperature begins to drop. Their bodies notice this and begin preparing for sleep. Melatonin production starts as darkness falls. They eat their evening meal, then stop eating. Their digestive systems get 12, 14, sometimes 16 hours of rest before eating again. This overnight fasting allows their bodies to switch from digestion mode to repair mode. They gather around the fire, and here's something beautiful. They're in physical contact with each other. Children lean against parents.
Adults sit shoulder to shoulder.
Someone is always touching someone else. This constant physical contact keeps their nervous systems regulated. Oxytocin flows. Cortisol stays low. They feel safe, connected, held by their community. Your body still expects this.
All of this. Every single element.
The natural light patterns, the constant movement, the real food, the stress that comes and goes, the physical touch, the connection, the temperature variations, the eating windows, the complete darkness at night. This is what normal looks like for human biology. Now contrast this with your day. You wake to an alarm, jolting you out of sleep, flooding you with stress hormones at the wrong time. You sit to check your phone, bathing your eyes in blue light that tells your brain it's midday, even though the sun hasn't risen. You sit in a car or train. You sit at a desk. You sit for lunch. You sit in another meeting. You sit on the couch. 12, 14, 16 hours of sitting. The foods you eat, your body has never seen before in evolutionary history. Processed oils extracted through industrial processes. Sugars refined to purity that never exists in nature. Grains bred to be nothing like their wild ancestors. Chemical additives invented in laboratories. Your body tries to process these, but it's confused. Your gut bacteria, expecting diverse plant matter and occasional meat, struggle with this bizarre input. Your stress never ends.
Email at midnight.
Social media comparison at breakfast. News alerts designed to trigger fear and anger. Financial worries. Relationship concerns. Work pressure. The danger signals keep firing, but the danger never resolves. Your stress hormones stay elevated hour after hour, day after day, year after year. The cycle never completes, and the inflammation? It never shuts off. Your body produces inflammation in response to the processed food, the sitting, the chronic stress, the sleep deprivation, the isolation. But unlike your ancestors, where inflammation had a specific job and then stopped, your inflammation just continues. Low-grade, constant, system-wide inflammation. Not high enough to be alarming on blood tests, but high enough to slowly damage every system in your body. You live alone, or if you live with others, you rarely touch them. You can go days, weeks without meaningful physical contact. Your skin, your largest organ, sends signals to your nervous system. We're alone. We've been abandoned by the tribe. This is a threat to survival. And your body responds with stress hormones, with inflammation, with anxiety. Your body is still running the ancient program. It's responding exactly as it should. But the responses don't match the situation anymore. And this creates the disease that has no name.
It's not in your head.
It's in the mismatch between your Stone Age biology and your modern life. Notice how your breath is matching ancient rhythms as you listen to this. Your body is recognizing truth.
That relief you feel, that's real. You're not broken.
You're not imagining your symptoms. You're experiencing a profound biological mismatch, and millions are experiencing it with you. The ancient program keeps running. Your cells are still following instructions written over hundreds of thousands of years. They're trying to maintain your health, trying to respond appropriately, trying to keep you alive, but they're working with inputs they were never designed for, and the result is this chronic low-level suffering that modern medicine can't quite name or fix. Your inflammation whispers constantly in your joints, your gut, your brain. Not loud enough for a clear diagnosis, but loud enough to steal your energy, cloud your thoughts, disturb your sleep, make you feel decades older than you are. This is the mismatched disease manifesting in your body, but here's what's important.
Understanding this isn't depressing.
It's empowering, because if the problem is mismatch, then the solution is alignment. Slowly, gently, beginning to give your body more of what it expects. Not perfection, not suddenly living like your Ice Age ancestors, just direction, just movement toward alignment. Your body is already beginning to relax as you understand this. That tension in your shoulders, feel it softening slightly, your jaw unclenching just a bit, your breath deepening naturally. This understanding itself is the beginning of healing. You're discovering what your body has been trying to tell you for years. You're learning to speak its language. As they drifted toward peaceful sleep in complete darkness, their bodies in perfect alignment with natural rhythms, let's continue discovering what they knew, what they understood instinctively that we've forgotten. The ancient wisdom that can help you bridge this mismatch and begin feeling the vitality that is your birthright. You're safe and warm in ancient wisdom right now. Let this knowledge settle into your bones as we journey deeper into understanding exactly how this mismatch is affecting you and what you can do about it. Let's talk about inflammation, but not the way you've heard about it before. Inflammation has become a buzzword, something everyone knows is bad, but no one quite understands. Tonight, you're going to understand it at a deeper level through the lens of evolutionary mismatch. In the prehistoric twilight, watch what happens when someone gets injured. A stone tool slips, cutting deeply into a finger. Immediately, inflammation rushes to the site. Blood vessels dilate, bringing immune cells. The area swells, becomes warm, turns red. This is your body's emergency response team arriving at the scene. They fight off any bacteria that entered through the wound. They begin breaking down damaged tissue. They start the healing process. This inflammatory response is one of the most sophisticated defense systems nature ever created. It kept your ancestors alive through countless injuries, infections, and challenges. Without inflammation, a simple cut could kill you.
Inflammation is not your enemy.
It's your ancient protector. But here's what's crucial. Watch what happens next in that Ice Age scene. Over the following days, as the wound heals, the inflammation gradually subsides. The job is complete. The emergency team packs up and goes home. Within a week or two, the inflammation is completely gone. The system returns to baseline. Perfect silence. This is how inflammation is supposed to work. Turn on, do the job, turn off. Your body still has this exact same system. The same inflammatory response refined over millions of years of evolution. But something has gone terribly wrong in your modern life. The inflammation turned on and it never turned off. Right now, as you lie here listening, inflammation is whispering throughout your body, in your joints, creating that morning stiffness, that ache, when you stand up after sitting, in your gut contributing to bloating, discomfort, irregular digestion, in your brain clouding your thoughts, affecting your mood, disturbing your sleep, in your blood vessels slowly damaging the walls, setting the stage for future problems. It's not loud enough for a clear diagnosis. Your inflammatory markers on blood tests might be just slightly elevated, or even in the normal range. But it's there, constant, unending, slowly wearing you down like water dripping on stone. This is chronic, low-grade inflammation, and it's one of the primary ways the mismatched disease manifests. Where do you feel this most? Just notice, no need to change anything. Maybe in your lower back, that chronic ache that never quite goes away. Maybe in your knees, that creaking sensation when you climb stairs.
Maybe in your digestive system, that bloated feeling after meals.
Maybe in your head, that brain fog that makes thinking feel like wading through water. This is inflammation, and it's there because your body is responding to threats that never stop. The processed foods you eat, your body sees as foreign invaders. Your gut lining becomes inflamed trying to deal with them. The hours of sitting, your muscles and joints become inflamed from lack of movement. The chronic stress, your entire system becomes inflamed as if you're constantly fighting off infection. The sleep deprivation, inflammation increases because your body can't complete its nightly repair processes. The isolation, your nervous system interprets as abandonment, triggering inflammatory stress responses. Each of these would be manageable alone. Your body could handle occasional processed food, or a stressful day, or a night of poor sleep. Your ancestors faced challenges too, but they faced them occasionally, not constantly. The inflammation would turn on, then turn off. The cycle would complete, but you're facing all of these inflammatory triggers simultaneously, constantly, without relief. It's like your body's fire alarm is going off 24 hours a day. The alarm isn't broken, it's responding appropriately. But the threats never stop, so the alarm never stops, and this constant state of alarm is slowly destroying you. This isn't your fault. This is a mismatch between what your body expects and what modern life delivers. Understanding this brings power to heal.
The inflammation isn't a personal failing.
It's a biological response to an environment misaligned with your evolutionary design. As they settled into sleep, their bodies in a state of perfect anti-inflammatory balance, imagine what that feels like. No chronic aching, no brain fog, no digestive discomfort. Just clean, clear, healthy functioning.
This is still possible for you.
Not through medication that suppresses the symptoms, but through gradually reducing the mismatch that's causing the inflammation in the first place. Your body already knows how to turn off inflammation. It has the instructions written into every cell. It's just waiting for the conditions that allow those instructions to activate. As we continue this journey, you're going to discover exactly what those conditions are and how you can begin creating them in your own life. Feel your breath naturally slowing as this understanding settles in. This isn't about blame or shame. It's about clarity. You're beginning to understand why you feel the way you do, and that understanding is the first step toward feeling different. Your ancient body is still wise. It's still trying to protect you. It's just responding to a modern environment it wasn't designed for. Let this knowledge bring you peace as we move deeper into understanding the specific ways this mismatch manifests,
And the ancient solutions that can help you heal.
Movement is so fundamental to human biology that your ancestors never would have conceptualized it as something separate from living. They didn't exercise, they just moved constantly, as naturally as breathing. And this movement wasn't optional for health. It was health itself. Watch your ancestors move through a typical day 40,000 years ago. They wake and immediately stand, stretch, walk outside. Within minutes of waking, they're moving. They squat to tend the fire, a deep squat that modern humans can barely achieve. They walk to get water, perhaps a mile or two. Their feet touch varied terrain, soft moss, river stones, sandy earth, fallen logs. Each step requires slight adjustments, keeping thousands of small stabilizing muscles active. Throughout the morning, they gather food. This means walking, bending, reaching, squatting, standing, carrying. They might cover 5 to 10 miles just in the course of normal activities. Not hurrying, not exercising, just moving at a natural pace, taking breaks, but always interspersing rest with motion. They craft tools which require sitting, but notice how they sit. They squat or sit cross-legged on the ground. These positions require active muscle engagement. They shift positions frequently, maybe every few minutes. They stand to stretch, walk a few steps, return to work. Their bodies never stay in one position for more than 10 or 15 minutes. In the afternoon, perhaps they hunt. This involves walking, sometimes running in short bursts, throwing, carrying, more walking. Or they build something which requires bending, lifting, reaching. Or they care for children, which means constant movement, picking up, putting down, chasing, playing. Movement is woven into every activity of life. By the end of the day, they've moved their bodies through thousands of different positions. Every joint has moved through its full range of motion multiple times.
Every muscle has been used. Blood has circulated freely through every tissue.
Their lymphatic systems, which have no pump like the heart and rely entirely on movement to circulate, have flushed perfectly throughout the day. Feel the naturalness of their rhythm.
This isn't strenuous.
They're not exhausted. They've moved 12 to 15 hours, but it's been gentle, varied, punctuated with rest. Their bodies feel good, strong, capable. This is what your body still expects. Now consider your day. You wake and sit on the edge of your bed to check your phone. You sit to eat breakfast. You sit in your car or on public transportation. You arrive at work and sit at a desk. Maybe you have meetings where you sit.
Lunch while sitting.
More work while sitting. Commute home while sitting. Dinner while sitting.
Evening entertainment while sitting.
12, 14, 16 hours of sitting in the same basic position. Your hip flexors stay shortened for hours, eventually adapting to this position, pulling your pelvis forward, creating lower back pain. Your shoulders round forward over your keyboard, shortening chest muscles, weakening upper back muscles, creating neck and shoulder pain. Your deep core stabilizers, which are supposed to work constantly to maintain posture, turn off because your chair is supporting you. They atrophy from disuse. Your blood pools in your legs. Your lymphatic system stagnates because there's no movement to pump it. Cellular waste products accumulate in your tissues instead of being flushed away. Your muscles send distress signals to your brain. Something is wrong. We're not moving.
This is dangerous, and it is dangerous.
Studies show that sitting for extended periods increases your risk of heart disease, diabetes, cancer, depression, anxiety, and early death. Some researchers now say that sitting is as dangerous as smoking. Your body interprets prolonged sitting as a threat to survival because in evolutionary terms, the only time your ancestors stayed immobile for hours was when they were seriously ill or injured. This isn't about blame.
You're not sitting because you're lazy. You're sitting because modern life demands it.
Your job requires it. Your commute requires it.
Even your relaxation watching screens requires it.
The environment has changed, but your body hasn't. The mismatch creates disease. Gently flex your feet under the covers right now. Notice how even this small movement brings a sense of relief. Your body is craving movement. It's desperate for it. Every cell in your body is designed for a mobile life, and the stillness of modern existence is slowly poisoning you. Your ancestors didn't have a gym membership. They didn't do yoga classes or CrossFit. They just moved constantly throughout the day in natural, varied ways. And their bodies rewarded them with strength, flexibility, health, and vitality well into old age. The same is possible for you once you understand the mismatch and begin, gradually, to incorporate more of what your body expects. Time fades as ancient stories unfold, and you begin to see how simple and profound the solution could be. Not hours in a gym, though that can help, but simply more movement throughout your day, standing while working, walking while thinking, squatting while waiting,
Stretching while watching.
small changes that honor your body's ancient needs. Let this understanding settle into your bones as we continue exploring the mismatch. Your body isn't broken because it hurts. after sitting, it's working exactly as designed, sending you signals that it needs movement. Listen to those signals. They're ancient wisdom speaking through your modern body. As they lay down after a day of varied movement, their bodies grateful for rest, their muscles pleasantly tired, their joints well lubricated, their systems flushed and healthy, let yours find similar peace in understanding. You're beginning to see the path back to alignment. Imagine standing in a modern supermarket with your Stone Age ancestors. Picture their confusion as they walk down aisles filled with thousands of brightly packaged items. They pick up a box of cereal, reading ingredients they can't pronounce. They examine a frozen dinner, puzzled by the concept. They taste a soft drink and recoil at the intense sweetness. Nothing in this store, almost nothing, resembles food as they understand it. For 300,000 years, human beings ate a relatively limited palette of foods. Wild plants, game animals, fish, nuts, seeds, occasional honey, seasonal fruits. The variety came from location and season, but the categories remained consistent. Your body evolved eating these foods. Your digestive system optimized for them. Your gut bacteria specialized in processing them. Your metabolism calibrated to their nutrient density and caloric availability. Let's join your ancestors at twilight, gathering around the fire for their evening meal.
Watch what they eat.
Someone has successfully hunted, so tonight there's meat, probably roasted over the fire. It's fatty, because they prize fat for its caloric density and because lean meat alone can actually cause malnutrition. They eat the organs too, which are the most nutrient-dense parts. Nothing is wasted. Someone else has gathered roots, probably dug with considerable effort. These roots are fibrous, tough, nothing like modern domesticated vegetables. They roast them in the coals until soft. They have natural sugars, but bound in fiber, releasing slowly into the bloodstream. Someone brings back greens, slightly bitter, full of compounds that will feed beneficial gut bacteria. If it's the right season, there might be berries or nuts. The berries are smaller and less sweet than modern cultivated varieties. The nuts require considerable work to crack open. Everything they eat required effort to obtain, and this means they never overeat. The caloric cost of getting food naturally limits consumption. Notice what happens in their bodies as they eat. The protein and fat signal satiety hormones. Their insulin rises moderately in response to the carbohydrates from roots and vegetables, but the fiber slows absorption. Their gut bacteria feast on the diverse plant matter, producing beneficial compounds that reduce inflammation and support brain health. Their cells receive exactly what they need: amino acids, fatty acids, vitamins, minerals, all in the forms and ratios their bodies recognize. After eating, they stop. There's no more food until tomorrow. Their digestive systems get to rest for 12, 14, sometimes 16 hours. During this fasting period, their bodies switch from fed state to fasted state.
Insulin drops.
Growth hormone increases. Autophagy, the process of cellular cleanup and repair, activates. This overnight fast is as important as the eating itself. Your body still expects this pattern. The same foods, the same eating rhythm, the same overnight fast. Instead, what does it get? You wake and eat foods that didn't exist until a few decades ago. Cereal made from grains, bred to be nothing like their wild ancestors, processed with high heat and pressure, coated in sugar, fortified with synthetic vitamins because the processing destroyed the natural ones. Or a bagel made from refined flour that spikes your blood sugar like pure glucose. Or a protein bar that's essentially candy with added protein powder. Your insulin surges. Your body, expecting food scarcity, stores these excess calories as fat. Your gut bacteria, expecting diverse plant fibers, struggle with this processed input. Some beneficial species die off. Harmful species proliferate. Your gut lining becomes inflamed. For lunch, maybe a sandwich with bread, processed meat, cheese, and condiments full of vegetable oils that didn't exist before 1900, or a salad that seems healthy, but it's dressed with inflammatory seed oils and topped with croutons and sweetened dressing. Your body tries to process this, but it's confused. Dinner might be pasta made from refined grain, with sauce from a jar containing sugar and more vegetable oils, and meat from animals raised on grain instead of grass, producing a completely different fatty acid profile than wild game. Or takeout, fried in industrial seed oils, loaded with MSG and sugar and salt in combinations that overwhelm your satiety signals, and you don't stop eating at dinner. There are snacks in the evening. Maybe something sweet, maybe something salty, maybe both. Your eating window extends from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., 15 hours of eating. Your digestive system never gets to rest. Your body never switches to repair mode. Insulin stays elevated. Inflammation increases. Your gut bacteria never get the overnight fasting period they need to maintain healthy populations. The processed oils in almost everything you eat, corn oil, soybean oil, canola oil, these are extracted through industrial processes involving high heat and chemical solvents. They're rich in omega-6 fatty acids that promote inflammation. Your ancestors ate omega-3 and omega-6 in roughly equal ratios. You eat 20 times more omega-6 than omega-3. Your body is drowning in inflammatory signals from these oils. The sugar. Oh, the sugar. Your ancestors might have found honey a few times a year, eating perhaps 10 to 20 pounds of sugar total annually. You eat that much in a month, maybe in a week. Every cell in your body is being bathed in excess glucose, glycating proteins, creating oxidative stress, accelerating aging. Your body still expects wild game, fibrous vegetables, occasional fruit, nuts, seeds. It still expects an overnight fast. It still expects to work for its food and naturally limit portions. Instead, it's receiving a constant flood of calorie-dense, nutrient-poor, inflammatory foods that it has no evolutionary experience with. Feel your breath matching ancient rhythms as you recognize this mismatch. Notice how your digestion feels right now.
No judgment, just awareness.
Your body isn't broken if it can't handle modern foods. It's working exactly as designed. It's trying to process inputs it was never meant to process. As they digested their simple meal and prepared for sleep, their bodies, knowing exactly what to do with real food, their gut bacteria flourishing, their insulin regulated, their inflammation controlled. Imagine what that feels like. Clear mind, stable energy,
Healthy weight.
comfortable digestion. This is still possible for you. You don't have to eat exactly like your ancestors, but you can move in that direction. More real foods that your great-great-grandmother would recognize.
Less processing.
Less industrial oils.
Less sugar. Longer overnight fasts.
Small changes that honor what your body expects. Let this understanding settle as we continue exploring the mismatch. Your food confusion isn't a personal failing. It's a natural response to an unnatural food environment. Your body is wise. Listen to what it's trying to tell you through bloating, cravings, energy crashes, weight gain. It's speaking the ancient language of mismatch. Deep in your brain, smaller than a grain of rice, sits a cluster of cells called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. This is your master clock, the conductor of your biological orchestra. For millions of years, this tiny brain structure has been synchronizing your body's rhythms with the rotation of the Earth. It's extraordinarily precise, and it depends entirely on light to know what time it is. Let's return to the Ice Age evening.
As darkness falls completely, something profound happens in your ancestors' brains.
Their eyes, specifically special light-sensing cells in their retinas, detect the absence of blue wavelength light. This information travels directly to the suprachiasmatic nucleus, which then triggers a cascade of biological changes. The pineal gland begins producing melatonin, the darkness hormone.
This isn't just about sleep.
Melatonin is a powerful antioxidant, an immune system regulator, a cancer suppressor. As melatonin rises, body temperature drops slightly, growth hormone production increases. Cortisol, the stress hormone, drops to its lowest levels. Your ancestors' entire physiology shifts into nighttime mode. Meanwhile, they're sitting by their fire. The fire produces light, yes, but notice the color. It's in the red and orange spectrum, wavelengths that don't interrupt melatonin production. Their brains can still receive the darkness signal while they enjoy the fire's light and warmth. This is evolutionarily perfect. Fire has been part of human life for at least 400,000 years. Our biology adapted to it. As they drift towards sleep, their circadian rhythm is perfectly entrained. Tomorrow morning, as the sun rises, light will enter their eyes and cortisol will surge at exactly the right time, waking them naturally, energized and alert. Their bodies know what time it is, and every cell operates on this master schedule. Safe and warm in ancient wisdom, they sleep deeply through the completely dark night.
No light pollution, no digital screens.
No LED alarm clocks. Complete darkness, allowing melatonin to reach levels you probably haven't experienced in years, maybe decades. Now let's look at your typical day. You wake to an alarm before dawn, perhaps. You immediately check your phone, bathing your eyes in blue light. Your brain receives a signal. It's midday. The sun is high. Your suprachiasmatic nucleus becomes confused. It's trying to suppress melatonin and boost cortisol, but the timing is all wrong. You go about your day indoors under artificial lighting that's far dimmer than natural sunlight. Your brain never gets the strong light signal it needs during the day to set your circadian rhythm properly. You're essentially living in perpetual twilight with occasional blasts of bright blue light from screens. Evening arrives, but your brain doesn't know it. You're still under artificial lights. You're looking at your computer screen, your phone, your television, all emitting blue wavelength light that tells your brain, the sun is still up. Stay awake. Don't produce melatonin. Don't prepare for sleep. By the time you try to sleep, maybe at midnight, your melatonin production is suppressed. Your cortisol hasn't dropped properly. Your body temperature hasn't declined. Your brain is confused about what time it is, receiving summer light signals in December, receiving midday signals at midnight. The master clock is spinning, unable to properly entrain your biological rhythms. This isn't just about sleep, though the sleep disruption alone is devastating. Your entire body operates on circadian rhythms. Your immune system is circadian. Your digestion is circadian. Your hormone production is circadian. Your DNA repair is circadian. Your mood regulation is circadian. When your master clock is confused, every system in your body becomes dysregulated. Feel your eyelids growing heavier as we talk about natural darkness. Your body remembers even if your conscious mind has forgotten. Somewhere deep in your biology, your cells are crying out for the natural light-dark cycle they were designed for. The research on this is staggering. Circadian disruption is linked to obesity, diabetes, heart disease, cancer, depression, anxiety, cognitive decline, basically every chronic disease of modern civilization. It's not that light at night causes all these diseases directly. It's that disrupting your master clock creates a cascade of biological dysfunction that makes you vulnerable to everything. Your ancestors' bedroom was a cave. Cool, completely dark, quiet except for natural sounds like wind or distant animal calls. The darkness allowed their melatonin to reach levels of 15 to 20 picograms per milliliter. Your levels might reach 5 if you're lucky, more likely 2 or 3. You're living in a state of chronic melatonin suppression, and this affects every aspect of your health. But here's what's beautiful about understanding this mismatch. Light is something you can control. You can't easily change your job or your food environment overnight, but you can change your light environment, and the benefits come quickly. Your body is desperate to re-entrain its circadian rhythm. In the morning, if you can, get outside within 30 minutes of waking. Even 10 minutes of natural daylight, even on a cloudy day, is 10 to 20 times brighter than indoor lighting. This tells your suprachiasmatic nucleus, day has begun. This bright morning light is the most powerful circadian signal you can give your body. During the day, get outside when possible. If you work indoors, position yourself near a window. Your brain needs that bright light during the day to set your clock properly. The contrast between day and night light levels is what entrains your rhythm. If you live in permanent dim indoor lighting with occasional screen brightness, there's no clear signal. In the evening, begin dimming lights as the sun sets. Switch to warm-colored bulbs in the red and orange spectrum. Firelight would be ideal. Candles work beautifully. If you must use screens, use blue light filters, wear blue blocking glasses, or, better yet, turn screens off 2 to 3 hours before sleep. Let your bedroom become a cave. Blackout curtains for complete darkness. Cover any LED lights, even the tiny ones from smoke detectors or alarm clocks. Your bedroom should be so dark you can't see your hand in front of your face. This darkness is medicine. It allows your melatonin to rise properly, your body temperature to drop, your growth hormone to increase, your immune system to function optimally. Notice your jaw releasing tension as you hear these solutions. This isn't complicated. This isn't expensive. This is simply honoring what your body expects. Natural bright light during the day, darkness at night, with a gradual transition at dawn and dusk as they drifted into sleep in complete darkness, their circadian rhythms perfectly entrained, their melatonin flowing, their bodies entering deep repair mode.
Feel yourself beginning to imagine that same peace.
Your body knows how to do this. It's just been receiving confused signals. Clear the confusion, and your biology knows exactly what to do. Let the darkness behind your closed eyes right now remind you of that ancient peace. You're safe. You're learning what your body needs. And every piece of understanding brings you closer to the health and vitality that are your birthright.
Stress isn't bad.
This might surprise you, but stress is essential to life. The problem isn't stress itself. The problem is stress that never resolves, stress that never completes its cycle. Let me show you the difference. Your Stone Age ancestors faced danger. A predator appears near the camp, a large cat perhaps, drawn by the smell of meat from the evening meal.
Instantly, their stress response activates.
This is the famous fight or flight response, and it's one of nature's most brilliant systems. Within seconds, their adrenal glands flood their bloodstreams with cortisol and adrenaline. Their hearts pound faster, pumping blood to their muscles. Their pupils dilate to see better. Their blood sugar spikes, providing immediate energy. Their blood clotting ability increases in case of injury. Their immune systems pause non-essential functions to conserve energy. Their digestion stops. All resources are diverted to survival. This is appropriate. This is exactly what their bodies should do when facing immediate danger. Watch as several adults grab weapons and move to defend the camp. Others gather children into the safety of the cave. The threat is confronted. The predator, seeing organized resistance, retreats. The danger passes, and here's the crucial part. Within 30 minutes, the stress response completes. Their heart rate slow. Their breathing deepens. Their muscles release tension. Cortisol and adrenaline return to baseline. They laugh with relief. They shake off the residual adrenaline through movement.
Someone tells a story about it.
The emotional experience is processed and integrated. The cycle completes. By the time they settle to sleep an hour later, the stress is fully resolved. Their nervous systems have returned to baseline. There's no residual trauma, no chronic activation. The stress response did its job perfectly. Activated for danger, then deactivated when the danger passed. This is healthy stress. This is eustress, the kind of stress that makes you stronger. Your ancestors faced many stresses, hunting challenges, weather events, occasional conflicts, injuries, illnesses. But these stresses came in waves. They rose, they resolved, they completed. The cycle always closed. Your body has the exact same stress response system. The same adrenals, the same cortisol, the same brilliant emergency activation. But something has gone terribly wrong in your modern life. The danger signal keeps firing, but the resolution never comes. Time fades as ancient stories unfold, but your stress just continues day after day, year after year. You wake to an alarm which triggers stress hormones. Before you're even fully awake, you check your phone. Email from your boss that creates anxiety. News alerts designed to trigger fear and anger. Social media posts that spark comparison and inadequacy. You haven't even gotten out of bed, and your stress response is already activated. You rush through getting ready because you're running late. Traffic triggers more stress hormones. Someone cuts you off, and your body responds as if you're being attacked. You arrive at work with cortisol already elevated. Meetings create pressure. Deadlines loom. Difficult colleagues or clients trigger conflict. Your stress continues. Lunch is rushed, eaten while working, your digestion impaired because your body can't digest properly in stress mode. The afternoon brings more pressure.
More emails,
More demands.
more conflicts.
Your cortisol stays elevated. Your shoulders creep up toward your ears. Your jaw clenches. Your stomach churns. Evening arrives, but the stress continues. You check work email at home. You worry about tomorrow's presentation. You see news about political conflict, economic problems, environmental disasters. You compare your life to the highlight reels you see on social media. You worry about money, relationships, health, the future. You try to sleep, but your mind races. Your body is still flooded with stress hormones. Your heart rate is elevated. Your muscles are tense. Your digestion is off. Your immune system is suppressed. You're exhausted but wired. And tomorrow, the cycle begins again. The danger signal has been firing for hours, days, months, years. But there's no resolution. There's no predator to fight off and then feel relief.
There's no completion.
The threat is chronic, low-level, unending, and this chronic, unresolved stress is one of the primary drivers of the mismatch disease. Notice your jaw right now.
Is it clenched?
Let it soften as you breathe out slowly. Feel how just this small release brings relief. Your body is desperate to complete the stress cycle, to return to baseline. It's been trying to tell you this for so long. Chronic stress keeps cortisol elevated, which suppresses your immune system, making you vulnerable to illness. It increases inflammation throughout your body. It impairs your digestion and nutrient absorption. It disrupts your sleep, preventing proper recovery. It affects your mood, creating anxiety and depression. It impairs your memory and concentration. It accelerates aging at the cellular level. Your ancient stress response system is not designed for modern stress. It's designed for acute threats that come and go. Predators, injuries, conflicts that resolve. It's not designed for chronic psychological stress from jobs, finances, relationships, information overload. Your body doesn't know the difference between a real threat and a stressful email. It responds the same way to both. But understanding this gives you power. This understanding itself brings relief, doesn't it? Feel that slight loosening in your chest. Your body recognizes that finally someone is explaining what's wrong. Your ancestors released stress through movement. After the danger passed, they moved, they shook, they laughed, they told stories. The physical and emotional processing allowed the stress cycle to complete. You can do the same. When stress rises, move your body. Walk, dance, shake, stretch. This tells your nervous system the danger has passed. They released stress through connection. After a stressful event, they gathered close, touched each other, processed the experience together. Physical contact with safe people is one of the most powerful stress releases. Oxytocin from touch directly counteracts cortisol. They released stress through rhythm and routine. Their days had natural rhythms.
Activity and rest. Light and dark.
Eating and fasting. These rhythms helped regulate their stress response. You can restore some of this rhythm. Regular sleep and wake times. Regular meal times.
Regular movement.
Rhythm itself is regulatory. They released stress through play and laughter. Modern humans are so serious, so stressed, so focused on productivity. But laughter is one of the most powerful stress releases. It immediately lowers cortisol and increases endorphins. Play, even as adults, serves a real biological function. As they released each day's stress before sleep, their bodies returning to baseline, their nervous systems regulated, their cortisol low, their parasympathetic nervous systems activated. Let's discover their ancient techniques for letting go. Your body knows how to do this. It's just been stuck in a stress cycle that never completes. This understanding itself is the beginning of completion. You're learning to recognize stress, to honor what your body's trying to tell you, to find ways to complete the cycle. Small changes, a walk after work, deep breathing when anxiety rises, connection with safe people, laughter, movement, rhythm. Your stress isn't wrong. It's your body trying to protect you. But it needs to complete. It needs to cycle. And you can help it gently, gradually, by honoring what your ancient nervous system needs. Here's a truth that might break your heart, but understanding it might also begin to heal it. You were never meant to be alone. Not ever, not for a single moment, not in all of human evolution. The isolation you might be experiencing right now is one of the most profound mismatches between your ancient biology and modern life. Let me take you back to that Ice Age night, but this time focus on something specific. As darkness falls completely and your ancestors prepare for sleep, watch where they are and who they're with. They're never alone, never. The sleeping area might hold 20 people, maybe 30, maybe 40. Multiple generations sleeping within arm's reach of each other. Grandparents, parents, children, cousins, aunts, uncles.
Infants sleep on their mothers' chests, skin to skin.
Young children nestle between parents.
Adolescents sleep near their peers.
Elders rest close to family. Throughout the night, people shift positions. They touch as they turn.
A hand rests on a shoulder.
A child curls against a parent's back. An elder's foot touches a grandchild's leg. This constant physical proximity, this continuous touch, this is normal for human biology. This is what your nervous system expects. Someone is always awake, watching the fire, alert for danger.
Even in sleep, your ancestors know they're protected.
They can surrender to deep sleep because the group is watching. They're safe, held, protected by the tribe. This is the deepest safety humans have ever known. During the day, they're equally connected. Foraging happens in groups. Toolmaking is communal, with skills passed down through demonstration and practice side by side. Meal preparation is collaborative. Child rearing is distributed across the entire group. No one is solely responsible for a child.
Everyone helps everyone. They touch constantly.
Children are carried for years, held, passed between caregivers. Adults groom each other, sit close, work in physical contact. There's no concept of personal space as we know it. Bodies are in constant contact throughout the day and night. This physical and social connection keeps their nervous systems regulated. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, flows freely from all this touch and connection. Cortisol stays low because the nervous system interprets constant connection as safety. Their immune systems function optimally because they're not in the chronic stress state that isolation creates. Feel that ancient connection calling to something in your chest. That ache you sometimes feel, that's your biology recognizing what's missing. Now consider your life. You might live alone. Many modern humans do. You wake up alone. You eat breakfast alone. You commute alone, surrounded by strangers. You work in a cubicle or from home alone. You eat lunch alone, maybe scrolling through your phone. You commute home alone. You eat dinner alone. You watch television alone. You go to bed alone. Even if you live with others, you might go days without meaningful physical touch.
Handshakes, maybe.
Brief hugs. But the constant physical contact your ancestors experienced, gone. You can go weeks without the kind of sustained, safe physical contact that your nervous system is screaming for. Your nervous system interprets this isolation as mortal danger. In evolutionary terms, being separated from the tribe meant death. You couldn't survive alone.
Predators would get you.
You couldn't hunt large game alone. You couldn't defend yourself alone. You couldn't raise children alone. Isolation meant you were abandoned, rejected, left to die. Your body still reads isolation this way.
Even though intellectually you know you're safe, even though you have food and shelter, your ancient nervous system is sending constant distress signals. You're alone.
The tribe has abandoned you. You're in danger. This triggers chronic stress responses. Cortisol rises.
Inflammation increases.
Your immune system becomes dysregulated, both overactive in some ways and underactive in others. Your mood drops. Anxiety increases. Your sleep becomes disturbed. Your physical health declines. The research on this is shocking. Social isolation is as dangerous for your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day.
Loneliness increases your risk of early death by 26%.
It increases your risk of heart disease, stroke, dementia, depression, and basically every chronic disease. This isn't about being introverted or extroverted. This is about biological need for connection. Living alone, working from home, digital friends instead of physical presence, your ancient brain reads this as abandonment by the tribe, and it responds with alarm, with stress, with the chronic activation of emergency systems. You're living in a state of biological emergency, and your body is breaking down under the strain. Even now, as you listen to this, you might feel that ache of loneliness,
That sense of something missing.
that yearning for connection.
This isn't weakness. This isn't neediness.
This is your biology speaking truth. You need connection.
You were designed for it.
You cannot be fully healthy without it, but here's what's beautiful.
Even now, you're not alone.
Thousands of people are listening to this same voice, sharing this same moment with you. Feel that connection, however distant. You're part of a community of people discovering these truths together, seeking alignment with their ancient biology together. This is why this content works for sleep. It's not just information. It's companionship. My voice becomes your sleep companion, present with you in the darkness, offering the kind of steady, safe presence that helps your nervous system relax.
You're not alone in the dark.
Someone is here, speaking softly, keeping watch while you drift to sleep, as they drifted to sleep, surrounded by family, feeling the warmth of bodies nearby, hearing the breathing of loved ones, feeling touched and connected and safe. So do you drift now, held by this ancient story and those sharing it with you across time and space. Your loneliness isn't a personal failing. It's a biological response to an environment that has become radically isolated compared to all of human history. For 300,000 years, humans were never alone. And now, in just the last few decades, isolation has become normal. But your body hasn't adapted. It still needs what it has always needed. You can begin to address this mismatch, not by forcing yourself into uncomfortable social situations, but by gently increasing connection in ways that feel safe. A regular phone call with a friend,
A weekly gathering with family.
joining a group centered around an interest,
Volunteering where you're part of a team.
getting a massage or other therapeutic touch. Even getting a pet provides some of the regulatory benefits of constant companionship. Online connection helps, though it's not a complete substitute for physical presence. But it's something. Communities of people exploring ancestral health together.
Forums where people share their journeys.
Even listening to sleep content like this creates a sense of parasocial connection that helps. Safe and warm in ancient wisdom and community, feel yourself held right now.
You're not alone.
You're part of an ancient human family stretching back through time, and you're part of a modern community rediscovering old truths. The connection is real, even if it's different from how your ancestors experienced it. Let this understanding settle as we continue exploring the mismatch. Your need for connection is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's your body telling you what it needs to function optimally. Listen to that need, honor it.
And know that you're not alone in feeling it.
Inside your digestive system right now, there are more bacterial cells than there are human cells in your entire body. You are, quite literally, more bacteria than human. These trillions of microorganisms are not passive passengers. They are active participants in your health, producing neurotransmitters, regulating your immune system, affecting your mood, influencing your weight, and communicating constantly with your brain. This is your microbiome, your inner ecosystem, and it evolved over millions of years alongside human evolution. Your gut bacteria remember what your ancestors ate, where they lived, how they moved.
And like every other system we've discussed,
They're experiencing profound mismatch between what they expect and what modern life delivers. Let's journey back to the Ice Age and look at what was happening inside your ancestors' digestive systems. This might seem invisible, but it's one of the most important aspects of their health and yours. Your ancestors' guts contained thousands of bacterial species. Modern sequencing reveals that traditional hunter-gatherer populations who still live similarly to our Ice Age ancestors, have 40 to 50% more bacterial diversity than people in industrialized nations. This diversity is crucial. Each species has specialized functions, and together they create a balanced, resilient ecosystem. What fed this diversity? The extraordinary variety of plants they ate. Not just a few vegetables from the supermarket, but hundreds of different plant species throughout the year. Every plant contains different fibers, different polyphenols, different compounds. These feed different bacterial species. The more plant diversity they ate, the more bacterial diversity they maintained. They ate the whole plant when possible. Roots with dirt still clinging to them, bringing soil bacteria into their guts. This actually strengthened their microbiomes and immune systems. The modern obsession with sanitization would have been incomprehensible to them. A little dirt was part of eating, and it was beneficial. Their bacteria were exposed to seasonal variation. Different foods in different seasons meant their microbial population shifted throughout the year. This kept the ecosystem dynamic, flexible, resilient. No single species dominated because the food supply kept changing. When they ate meat, it was from wild animals that had been eating diverse vegetation. The fats in this meat were different from modern factory-farmed animals. The nutrients were different.
Even the microbes on the meat's surface were different.
Everything they ate carried microbial information, seeding and supporting their gut ecosystems. Perhaps most importantly, they fasted regularly. Not by choice, but because food availability fluctuated. These fasting periods gave their gut linings time to repair. They allowed bacterial populations to cycle and rebalance. The feast-famine pattern kept their microbiomes resilient. These bacteria produced remarkable compounds. Butyrate, which heals gut lining and reduces inflammation. Serotonin, the happiness neurotransmitter. GABA, the calming neurotransmitter. B vitamins, vitamin K, short-chain fatty acids that regulate immune function. The gut bacteria were producing medicine constantly, keeping their human hosts healthy. The communication between gut and brain was constant. This is called the gut-brain axis, and it's one of the most important biological systems you have. Your ancestors' gut bacteria were sending positive signals. You're well fed. You're safe. Your immune system is balanced. You're healthy. These signals affected their mood, their anxiety levels, their sleep, their cognition. Place your hand gently on your belly right now. Send kindness to the ancient ecosystem working to help you, even in difficult circumstances. Your gut bacteria are trying to keep you healthy, but they're struggling. Modern life has devastated the human microbiome. Antibiotics, while life-saving when needed, are like dropping a nuclear bomb on your inner ecosystem. One course of antibiotics can reduce your gut diversity by 30 to 40%. Some species never return. The damage can persist for years. The foods you eat contain almost no bacterial diversity. They're sanitized, irradiated, processed. The plant diversity is minimal. You might eat the same 10 or 15 vegetables repeatedly compared to the hundreds your ancestors ate. The modern apple variety, bred for sweetness and shelf life, feeds your bacteria completely differently than wild apples did. Processed foods actively harm your gut bacteria. Artificial sweeteners kill beneficial species. Emulsifiers damage gut lining. Preservatives are designed to kill bacteria, and they don't discriminate between food bacteria and gut bacteria. Every processed food you eat is waging war on your microbiome. The lack of fiber is devastating. Your gut bacteria feed primarily on fiber, and you probably eat 10 to 15 grams daily compared to the 100+ grams your ancestors ate. Your bacteria are starving. When they don't get fiber from your diet, they start eating your gut lining itself. This creates leaky gut, allowing bacterial components into your bloodstream, triggering system-wide inflammation. The constant eating, without fasting periods, never gives your gut time to repair and rebalance. Your bacteria are in constant digestive mode, never getting the reset they need. The result? Your gut bacteria are sending distress signals to your brain. You're malnourished, even if you're overweight. You're under threat.
Something is wrong.
These signals manifest as anxiety, depression, brain fog, mood swings. 90% of your body's serotonin is produced in your gut. If your gut bacteria are dysfunctional, your mood becomes dysfunctional. Your immune system, 60 to 70% of which lives in your gut, becomes dysregulated. Some harmful bacteria overgrow. Beneficial bacteria die off. The balance is lost. Your body starts attacking things it shouldn't, creating autoimmune conditions. It stops defending against things it should, creating vulnerability to illness. Your weight regulation fails. Certain bacterial species are associated with obesity, others with leanness. When your microbiome is damaged, the obesity-associated species can dominate, making it extremely difficult to maintain healthy weight no matter what you do. Your bacteria influence how many calories you extract from food, how much you store as fat, whether you feel hungry or satisfied. This isn't your fault. You didn't consciously destroy your microbiome. Modern life did it to you. But understanding the mismatch gives you power to begin restoration. As their bacteria worked through the night to maintain health, producing beneficial compounds, repairing gut lining, balancing populations, communicating positive signals to the brain, let's learn how to restore your inner ancient garden. You can begin feeding your gut bacteria what they expect. 8 more plant diversity. Count how many different plant foods you eat in a week. Try to increase that number. Different vegetables, different fruits. Herbs and spices count. Each one feeds different bacterial species. Eat fermented foods which were part of ancestral diets. Sauerkraut, kimchi, kefir, yogurt, kombucha. These bring beneficial bacteria directly into your system. Start small, as your damaged microbiome might react to sudden influx. Increase fiber gradually. Your bacteria need to adapt. Too much fiber too fast can cause discomfort. But slowly increasing to 40, 50, 60 grams daily will begin restoring bacterial health. Consider probiotic supplements, though whole fermented foods are better. Look for diverse strains. Your gut ecosystem needs diversity, not just 1 or 2 species. Reduce or eliminate artificial sweeteners, emulsifiers, and preservatives when possible. Every time you choose real food over processed food, you're helping your bacteria. Practice overnight fasting. Stop eating after dinner and don't eat again for 12 to 14 hours. This fasting window allows gut repair and bacterial rebalancing. Get dirty sometimes. Garden without gloves. Eat vegetables from farmers' markets that still have soil on them. Wash them, but don't sanitize them obsessively. Your immune system needs microbial exposure to function properly. Your body is already beginning to heal as you listen to this. Knowledge itself changes biology. Understanding creates possibility. Your gut bacteria are ancient, wise, trying to help you despite terrible conditions. Support them, and they'll support you. Feel your breath naturally slowing as this understanding settles into your gut, literally. That digestive discomfort, that bloating, that irregular bowel function, it's not random. It's your microbiome crying out for ancestral conditions.
Listen to those signals.
Honor them with choices that restore what evolution expects. Temperature is one of the most overlooked aspects of the sleep mismatch, and yet it's one of the most powerful. Your body's relationship with temperature at night is precisely calibrated by millions of years of evolution, and modern climate control has completely disrupted this ancient pattern. Let's return to that Ice Age night, but this time pay attention to something specific: the temperature. As darkness falls, the air begins to cool. Not slightly, but significantly.
Ice Age nights especially were cold.
Temperatures might drop 30 or 40 degrees from day to night. Your ancestors prepare for this. They wrap themselves in furs, beautiful thick pelts from animals they've hunted. They lie close together, sharing body heat. They're by the fire, which provides warmth. But notice something important. They're warm, but not too warm. Their core temperatures are declining slightly, even wrapped in furs and warmed by fire. This temperature decline is absolutely crucial for sleep. As darkness falls and your body prepares for sleep, your core temperature naturally drops by about 1 to 2 degrees Fahrenheit.
This isn't random.
This temperature decline is one of the primary signals that triggers deep sleep. It's controlled by your circadian rhythm and synchronized with melatonin release. The drop in core temperature allows your brain to enter slow-wave sleep, the deepest, most restorative stage. It's during this slow-wave sleep that your body does its most important repair work. Growth hormone is released, cellular cleanup occurs, memories are consolidated, your immune system resets. All of this requires that your core temperature decline. To drop core temperature, your body does something counterintuitive. It dilates the blood vessels in your hands and feet, sending warm blood to your extremities where it cools before returning to your core. This is why your hands and feet actually warm up before sleep, even as your core cools. Safe and warm in furs, yet cool enough to sleep deeply, your ancestors' bodies executed this temperature regulation perfectly every night. As dawn approaches, the process reverses. External temperature begins to rise with the sun. Your body's core temperature begins to rise naturally. This temperature increase is part of what triggers natural waking. You wake naturally as the temperature signal combines with light signal, both telling your body, day has arrived. Time to be alert and active. Notice the temperature of your hands right now. Are they warming as blood flow increases in preparation for sleep? This is your body trying to execute the ancient temperature protocol. It's trying to cool your core by warming your extremities. Now let's look at your modern bedroom. Most people keep their homes heated to 70 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit year-round, day and night. Your bedroom stays this temperature all night long. Your body never receives the cooling signal it needs for deep sleep. Your core temperature is trying to drop, but the warm environment makes this difficult. Your body compensates by dilating blood vessels more, by sweating, by working hard to achieve the temperature drop it needs. This compensatory work actually disrupts sleep. You're restless, throwing off covers, then pulling them back on, seeking the right temperature but never finding it. Or perhaps you keep your bedroom even warmer, especially in winter. You wake up in a room that's 75 or 80 degrees. Your body never gets the temperature variation signal at all. Your circadian rhythm becomes confused. Your melatonin production is affected. Your sleep becomes light and unrefreshing. The lack of temperature variation throughout the day also affects your overall circadian rhythm. Your ancestors experienced dramatic temperature shifts. Cool mornings warming through the day, cooling evenings and nights. These temperature cycles reinforced their circadian rhythms. Your body stayed synchronized with Earth's rotation through temperature as well as light. You live in perpetual thermal monotony. Your office is 72 degrees. Your car is 72 degrees. Your home is 72 degrees. Your body loses one of its primary circadian zeitgebers, time givers. The master clock in your brain has one less input to keep it synchronized. This thermal disruption affects more than just sleep. It affects your metabolism. Brown fat, the metabolically active fat that burns calories to generate heat, requires exposure to cooler temperatures to stay active. When you're always warm, your brown fat atrophies. Your metabolic rate declines. Weight management becomes more difficult. Your immune system is also affected by temperature variation. Slight thermal stress, like sleeping in a cool room, strengthens your immune response. The lack of thermal variation, like living in constant climate control, may weaken immune function over time. But here's the beautiful thing. Temperature is one of the easiest aspects of the mismatch to fix. You have complete control over your bedroom temperature, and the benefits of optimizing it come quickly. Research shows that the optimal bedroom temperature for sleep is 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. This might feel shockingly cool when you first try it, especially if you're used to warmer bedrooms. But this coolness is what your body expects and needs. At this temperature, your body can easily achieve the core temperature decline it needs for deep sleep. You stop the restless compensatory work of trying to cool down in a warm room. You fall asleep faster. You stay asleep more soundly. You spend more time in deep, slow-wave sleep. You wake more refreshed. If 65 degrees sounds extreme, start where you are and gradually decrease by 1 degree every few nights. Give your body time to adapt. You might need warmer pajamas or more blankets. In fact, being bundled under blankets in a cool room is ideal. Your body stays warm, but cool air on your face and the cool environment allow proper core cooling. Consider your bedding. Heavy blankets can trap heat and prevent proper core cooling even in a cool room. Breathable natural fabrics like cotton or linen work better than synthetic materials. Some people benefit from cooling mattress pads that actively regulate temperature. Your hands and feet need to be able to warm up to cool your core. Wear socks if your feet are uncomfortably cold, but not so warm that they can't dilate blood vessels and release heat. The goal is comfortable warmth in your extremities, not restriction of the cooling process. As you drift towards sleep now, your body is already preparing for tomorrow's ancient reset. Feel yourself settling into your own temperature-optimized cocoon, imagining the cool air, the warm blankets, the perfect conditions for deep sleep. If you wake during the night too warm, sweating, throwing off covers, your room is too warm or your bedding is too heavy. If you wake shivering, too cold to fall back asleep, you need slightly warmer conditions or more blankets. There's a sweet spot, and you'll find it with experimentation. The temperature rhythm extends beyond nighttime. In the morning, exposure to cooler temperature helps wake you up. In the evening, a warm bath or shower followed by entry into a cool bedroom creates a rapid core temperature decline that facilitates sleep. You're mimicking the natural temperature cycles your ancestors experienced. As they lay down after a day of varied movement, their bodies grateful for rest, entering perfectly cool darkness. Their core temperatures declining exactly as designed. Feel yourself understanding what you need to do. Your bedroom can become optimized for ancestral sleep. Cool, dark, quiet. A cave reimagined for modern life. This simple change, bedroom temperature, can dramatically improve your sleep quality. And better sleep affects everything else: your mood, your energy, your immune function, your weight, your cognition, your emotional regulation. Sleep is the foundation, and temperature is one of the pillars supporting that foundation. Let this knowledge settle as we continue. You're discovering that the solutions aren't complicated. They're simple realignments with what your body expects. Cool bedrooms, natural light patterns, real food, movement, connection. These aren't extreme interventions. They're returns to normal, to what humans experienced for hundreds of thousands of years. Your body is wise. It knows what it needs. And as you lie here now, in whatever temperature your room happens to be, feel your body trying to execute its ancient temperature protocol.
It's trying to cool your core.
It's trying to prepare you for deep sleep. It's doing its best with the conditions you've given it. Tomorrow, you can help it. You can lower the thermostat slightly. You can open a window. You can remove a layer of bedding. Small changes that honor your ancient biology. And your body will respond with gratitude, with deeper sleep, with more complete restoration. As they entered the perfect cool darkness, their bodies executing the sleep temperature protocol flawlessly night after night for their entire lives. Feeling vital and strong and healthy, know that this is still possible for you. Your biology hasn't changed. The environment has, but you have power to change your environment, at least in your bedroom. At least during the hours when your body is trying desperately to restore itself. Safe and warm in ancient wisdom, yet cool enough for deep sleep, let yourself drift now as we explore the next aspect of the mismatch. Each piece of understanding brings you closer to complete alignment, closer to the health and vitality that have always been your birthright, waiting for you to rediscover them. Your feet are architectural marvels containing 26 bones, 33 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments in each foot. They're designed to be mobile, adaptive, strong foundations for your entire body. Your spine is an elegant curve designed to distribute load, absorb shock, and move through hundreds of different angles every day. These structures evolved over millions of years to support a highly mobile, varied movement lifestyle. But something has gone terribly wrong. Your feet hurt, your back aches, and modern medicine often treats these as inevitable consequences of aging or genetics, when really they're consequences of environmental mismatch. Let's watch your ancestors move through their Ice Age day, paying attention specifically to their feet and spines. They wake and stand, and immediately their feet spread naturally. Their toes fan out, gripping the ground slightly. The arches of their feet are high and strong, acting as springs to absorb and return energy with each step. They walk to get water, and notice the surface they're walking on. It's not flat. It's not uniform. Every step is slightly different. Soft moss here, a smooth river stone there, sandy earth, a fallen log, rough bark. Their feet must constantly adapt, adjust, stabilize. Thousands of small muscles in their feet and ankles are working continuously, staying strong and responsive. Their toes grip around roots as they climb. Their arches compress and release with each step, storing and returning elastic energy. The natural variance of the terrain keeps every stabilizing muscle active. Their feet are strong, flexible, fully functional. They never think about their feet because their feet never hurt. Watch their spines. They bend to pick something up, hinging at the hips, keeping their spines neutral. They squat deeply to work on something at ground level, a position that requires and maintains hip mobility, ankle mobility, spinal stability. They reach overhead to grab fruit from a branch, extending their spines and shoulders through full range. They carry a child on their hip, engaging their lateral stabilizers. They carry firewood on their shoulders, building upper back strength. They throw a spear, rotating through their thoracic spine. They crawl into the cave, moving on hands and knees. Every possible movement pattern is used regularly, keeping every joint mobile and every muscle strong. By the end of the day, they've moved through hundreds of different positions. Their bodies have experienced flexion, extension, rotation, lateral bending in countless combinations. Every joint has moved through its full range. Every muscle has been used. Their feet and spines are healthy because they're being used as designed. Now look at your feet. They've been trapped in cushioned, narrow shoes since childhood. Your toes, which are supposed to spread wide for stability, have been squeezed together into unnatural position. The natural arch of your foot has been supported by artificial arch supports, causing the muscles that should hold that arch to atrophy from disuse. The cushioning in your shoes has prevented your feet from receiving ground feedback. Your thousands of sensory nerves can't feel the surface you're walking on. Your feet can't adapt properly. Your balance suffers. Your proprioception, your body's sense of where it is in space, degrades. You walk exclusively on flat, uniform surfaces. Concrete, tile, wooden floors, asphalt. Your feet never need to adapt. The stabilizing muscles, lacking challenge, grow weak. Your feet become rigid, unable to move naturally. The springs in your arches stop working. Your gait becomes stiff and energy inefficient. This affects everything above your feet. Your ankles lose mobility. Your knees compensate for the dysfunction below, leading to knee pain. Your hips tighten. And then there's your back. Your spine has been locked in sitting position for hours every day, year after year, decade after decade. Sitting shortens your hip flexors, pulling your pelvis forward, flattening the natural curve of your lower back. This creates compression in your lumbar discs and strain on your lower back muscles. Your shoulders round forward over your keyboard, your phone, your steering wheel. This shortens your chest muscles and overstretches your upper back muscles. Your head juts forward, putting enormous strain on your neck. For every inch your head moves forward from neutral, it adds 10 pounds of force on your neck structures. Your deep core stabilizers, the muscles that should be working constantly to maintain spinal stability, have turned off. Your chair is supporting you. Your core doesn't need to work. These muscles atrophy. When you do stand and move, your spine lacks proper support. leading to pain and injury risk. You've moved through maybe 3 or 4 different positions today. Sitting, standing, lying down, maybe a little walking. Your spine has barely moved. Your hips have stayed in limited ranges.
Your shoulders haven't gone overhead.
You're experiencing movement poverty, and your body is crying out in pain. This discomfort is just your body asking for ancient patterns. Gently point and flex your feet right now. Feel the relief of movement your body has been craving. Even this small motion, this tiny bit of variety, brings pleasure to your nervous system. Your ancestors didn't have yoga classes or physical therapy because they didn't need them. Their lifestyle was the therapy. Constant varied movement maintained their bodies naturally. You can begin restoring this, not by becoming a prehistoric human, but by gradually increasing movement variety in your daily life. Start with your feet. When safe and appropriate, go barefoot more often. Let your feet feel different surfaces. Let your toes spread. If you must wear shoes, consider more minimal footwear that allows natural foot function. Your feet will strengthen gradually. Walk on varied terrain when possible. Grass, sand, trails, anything besides flat concrete. These variations challenge and strengthen your stabilizing systems. Even walking on a curb occasionally, forcing different angles, helps. Change positions frequently. If you must sit for work, stand every 20 to 30 minutes.
Squat while waiting for something.
Sit on the floor sometimes, which requires more active engagement than sitting in a chair. Kneel, cross your legs, shift positions constantly. Move your spine through different ranges. Reach overhead regularly. Twist gently. Bend forward and backward. Your spine needs movement nutrition just like your cells need food nutrition. Every movement pattern you add back in reduces the mismatch. Carry things, which builds functional strength. Walk upstairs. Crawl on the ground with children or pets. Play, which naturally involves varied movement. Dance, which moves your body through ranges you rarely access otherwise. Simple morning micro routines can help. 5 minutes of varied movement when you wake. Ankle circles, toe spreading, hip circles, spinal twists, shoulder rolls, neck movements. You're telling your body, we're mobile creatures. Let's move through our full range. As they lay down after a day of varied movement, their bodies grateful for rest. Their muscles pleasantly tired, their joints well lubricated, their feet and spine strong and healthy. Let yours find similar peace in understanding. Your pain isn't random, it's information. Your body is telling you it needs more movement variety. This discomfort is just your body asking for ancient patterns. Listen to those signals. They're ancient wisdom speaking through your modern body. Your feet want to be free, to feel the ground, to move naturally. Your spine wants to bend and twist and extend. Give them what they're asking for gradually, gently, and they'll reward you with less pain and more capability. Feel your body relaxing now as you understand this. The solution isn't complicated. It's not about perfect form or gym memberships. It's about honoring the movement needs your body evolved to expect. Small changes, consistent practice, gradual restoration of the movement patterns that kept your ancestors healthy and pain-free throughout their lives. There's a type of stress that's so constant, so pervasive, that you've probably stopped noticing it consciously. But your nervous system notices. Your nervous system is drowning in it, unable to ever fully relax, unable to ever enter the deep parasympathetic state your body needs for healing and restoration. This stress is noise. Travel back to that Ice Age evening again, but this time close your eyes and just listen.
What do you hear?
The crackle of fire, irregular and organic. The wind moving through trees, rising and falling naturally. Perhaps distant animal calls. The breathing of people nearby. Natural sounds, rhythmic, unpredictable in their details but familiar in their patterns. These are the sounds your auditory system evolved with for millions of years. And then notice what you don't hear. No mechanical sounds. No constant hum of refrigerators, air conditioners, heating systems. No traffic noise. No sirens, no airplanes. No notification sounds. No music or television or voices from screens. The natural soundscape has periods of near complete silence, broken only by occasional natural sounds. Your ancestors' nervous systems down-regulate in response to this decreased stimulation. As the sun sets and activity winds down, the soundscape quiets. This quieting is itself a signal. Day is ending. It's time to prepare for rest. Their hearing becomes more sensitive in the quiet, more present, more peaceful. The silence allows true relaxation. After sunset, conversations around the fire are probably quieter than daytime talking. Voices are softer. There's more space between words. The quiet evening is conducive to reflection, to connection, to the gentle winding down that prepares body and mind for sleep. When they enter the cave to sleep, it's quieter still. The fire outside muffles to a soft crackle. The stone walls block most external sound. There's breathing, the occasional shift of position, but mostly silence. Deep, complete, restful silence. Their nervous systems can fully relax. There's nothing to monitor, nothing to track, nothing demanding their attention. This silence is medicine. In silence, your nervous system can complete its stress cycles. Cortisol can drop fully. Your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system, can become dominant. Your body can shift into repair mode. Silence isn't just the absence of sound. It's the presence of conditions for deep healing. Now consider your environment. You wake to an alarm, a jarring sound designed to shock you into consciousness. Immediately there might be sounds from other people, from devices, from outside. You go through your day in constant sound. Traffic noise is proven to increase stress hormones and blood pressure. The steady hum of it, even when you're not consciously noticing, keeps your nervous system in a state of activation. Your brainstem is constantly monitoring for threats, and irregular, unpredictable traffic sounds trigger ongoing low-level vigilance. In your workspace, there are sounds, HVAC systems humming, fluorescent lights buzzing at a frequency you may not consciously hear, but your nervous system detects. Phones ringing, conversations, equipment, notification sounds from computers. The soundscape is full, constant, demanding. Even in your own home, silence is rare. Refrigerators hum. Heating or cooling systems cycle on and off. Outside, there's traffic, neighbors, sirens, airplanes. You might have television or music playing, notification sounds from devices, text messages, emails, app alerts. Each sound is a micro-stimulus that activates your nervous system slightly. Your nervous system maintains constant vigilance because it has to monitor all these sounds, determining which might be important, which might signal danger, which require response. You never fully relax. Even when you think you're resting, your auditory system is working, and this prevents the deep parasympathetic activation your body needs. The lack of silence is particularly devastating for sleep. You might have noise machines or fans or music playing, which is better than disruptive irregular sounds, but still not the same as true silence. Your brain continues processing sound throughout the night.
Your sleep is lighter.
Your restoration is incomplete. Studies show that even sounds you don't consciously wake to affect your sleep quality. Your heart rate increases slightly. Your cortisol spikes briefly. You move from deep sleep to lighter sleep. These micro-arousals fragment your sleep, preventing the sustained deep sleep periods your body needs. Notice the sounds around you right now. Then notice the silence between sounds.
Rest there.
Even this brief moment of conscious silence brings relief, doesn't it? Your nervous system has been craving this quiet. You can begin creating more silence in your life. This isn't about complete isolation or moving to the wilderness. It's about carving out periods of genuine quiet in your day, and especially before and during sleep. Start with your sleep environment. If possible, create actual silence. This might mean addressing outside noise with better windows or using earplugs to block sound. True silence is better than white noise, though white noise is better than disruptive, irregular sounds. If you use noise machines, consider weaning off them gradually, or at least using truly natural sounds like rain or wind rather than mechanical sounds. Your brain recognizes and relaxes to natural soundscapes more readily than artificial ones. create silence periods in your day.
10 minutes of sitting in actual quiet.
No music, no podcast, no television, just silence. Notice how difficult this might be at first. You've become addicted to constant stimulation, but persist. Your nervous system will begin to crave these silence periods. Turn off notifications. Every ping, every buzz is pulling you out of deeper mental states and maintaining surface-level activation. You don't need constant connectivity. Your ancestors went hours or days without urgent information and survived fine. Reduce recreational noise. You don't need background television. You don't need music playing constantly. Sometimes silence is exactly what your nervous system needs. Give yourself permission to exist in quiet. Practice silent activities. Reading in silence, walking without headphones, eating without screens. These silent experiences allow your nervous system to practice the down-regulation it's been denied by constant stimulation. As they drifted into silence, the only sounds the occasional crackle of fire, the breathing of family, the soft wind outside, their nervous systems fully relaxed. So can you right now in this moment of shared ancient peace. Let the sounds around you fade into background. Let your awareness rest in the spaces between sounds. This isn't about sensory deprivation. It's about sensory appropriateness. Your auditory system evolved in a mostly quiet world punctuated by occasional meaningful sounds. The modern constant noise pollution is damaging you in ways you don't even realize until you experience true quiet again. Safe and warm in growing silence, feel your nervous system beginning to down-regulate. Even reading about silence, even thinking about it, begins to activate the relaxation response. Your body recognizes what it's been missing. The ancient silence is still available to you. Requires intention in the modern world, but it's there. Early mornings before the world wakes.
Late nights after it sleeps. Natural spaces away from traffic.
Your own home when you choose quiet over constant stimulation. These periods of silence are not empty. They're full of the healing your nervous system desperately needs. Let this understanding guide you toward claiming more silence in your life. Your body will thank you with deeper relaxation, better sleep, lower stress, improved focus. Silence isn't boring. Silence is medicine. Silence is what your ancient nervous system is crying out for beneath the constant noise of modern life. Your body has two fundamental metabolic states, fed and fasted. These states activate completely different cellular processes, different hormonal patterns, different gene expressions. Your body is designed to cycle between these states regularly, and this cycling is essential for optimal health. But in modern life, many people never enter the fasted state at all, remaining in fed state for weeks, months, years continuously. This metabolic monotony is creating disease. Let's return to your ancestors and understand their natural eating rhythm. They wake at dawn, but food might not be immediately available. Perhaps they drink water from a nearby stream. Maybe they begin their day's activities. Their bodies are in fasted state, having not eaten since the previous evening. This fasted state, which began 8 or 10 hours ago, continues through the morning. What's happening inside their bodies during this fast is remarkable. With insulin low, their cells switch from burning glucose to burning fat. This metabolic flexibility, the ability to easily switch between fuel sources, is a sign of health. Their cells are accessing stored energy, using it efficiently, maintaining steady blood sugar despite no food intake. During fasting, a process called autophagy increases. This is your body's cellular cleanup system. Think of it as cellular recycling. Damaged proteins get broken down and their components reused. Dysfunctional mitochondria get cleared out. Cellular waste products get processed. This cleaning can only happen efficiently when you're not digesting food and insulin is low. Growth hormone increases during fasting. This hormone helps preserve muscle mass and promotes fat burning. It's a repair and maintenance hormone, and fasting naturally elevates it. Your ancestors' bodies were maintaining themselves during these fasting periods. By midday or afternoon, they eat. Perhaps they found honey or caught fish or gathered roots. They eat until satisfied, then stop. The food they've obtained is limited by the effort required to get it. They don't overeat because there's no excess available. Their bodies switch into fed state. Insulin rises appropriately. Their cells take in nutrients. Protein synthesis increases for repair and building. They might eat again in the evening if food is available. But notice, they have an eating window, perhaps 6 to 8 hours, followed by a fasting window of 16 to 18 hours. This rhythm, feast and fast, is what your metabolism evolved expecting. The fasting periods allow cellular cleanup. The eating periods allow growth and repair. The balance between these states creates optimal health. After their evening meal, they stop eating.
There's no snacking.
Food storage methods are limited, so eating between meals isn't typical. As they settle for sleep, their bodies begin the nightly fast. This overnight fast is crucial. It allows their digestive systems to rest. It allows insulin to drop fully. It allows autophagy and cellular repair to proceed uninterrupted for hours. By morning, they've completed a 12 to 16-hour fast. Their cells have had time to clean up, repair, optimize. They wake feeling clear, energized, ready for the day. Breaking the fast with their first meal will be satisfying and will provide energy for the day's activities. Notice your belly right now. Does it feel heavy or light? Just observe without judgment. Your digestive system might be exhausted from constant work without rest. Modern eating patterns have eliminated fasting almost entirely. You wake and eat breakfast within an hour. The name itself, break fast, implies you've been fasting overnight. But have you really? Many people eat until 9 or 10 p.m. They wake at 7 a.m. That's only 9 or 10 hours. And the overnight fast is barely enough time for digestion to complete, let alone for the deeper fasting benefits to occur. Some people eat even later, snacking until midnight, reducing their fasting window to 6 or 7 hours. Then the eating begins early. Breakfast as soon as you wake. A snack mid-morning, lunch, afternoon snack, dinner, evening snack. You might be eating from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's 15 hours of eating, 9 hours of fasting. Your body never fully enters the fasted state. What happens when you never fast? Your insulin never drops fully. Chronically elevated insulin is one of the primary drivers of metabolic disease. It promotes fat storage. It reduces fat burning. It contributes to insulin resistance, where your cells stop responding properly to insulin, requiring higher and higher levels to manage blood sugar. Your cells never get extended cleanup time. Autophagy stays low. Damaged cellular components accumulate. Your cells age faster. The cellular maintenance that should happen during fasting simply doesn't occur adequately. Your digestive system never rests. It's constantly working, breaking down food, absorbing nutrients, managing the metabolic demands of digestion. This constant work is exhausting. Digestive function can become impaired. You might experience bloating, irregular bowels, food sensitivities that are actually just a tired, overwhelmed digestive system. Your body never switches to efficient fat burning. You become dependent on constant food intake for energy. You get hungry every few hours. Your blood sugar swings wildly. You're metabolically inflexible, unable to easily access your stored energy, which is what that stored fat is for. Your growth hormone stays low because frequent eating suppresses it. Your inflammation stays elevated because fasting has anti-inflammatory effects you're missing. Your brain doesn't get the cleanup benefits of fasting, which may contribute to cognitive decline over time. Your body already knows how to heal itself. The instructions are written into every cell. You just need to provide the conditions that allow those instructions to activate. Fasting is one of those conditions. You don't need to do anything extreme. You don't need multi-day fasts. Simply extending your overnight fast to 12, 14 or 16 hours can begin restoring the feast fast.
Rhythm your body expects. This might mean eating dinner at 6 p.m. and not eating again until 8 or 10 a.m. or eating breakfast at 8 and finishing dinner by 6.
Find a window that works for your life. The key is consistency and allowing a genuine nightly fasting period. When you eat satisfying meals. Protein, healthy fats, fibrous vegetables.
Foods that satisfy you so you're not hungry during the fast.
The goal isn't to restrict calories, it's to restrict eating time, allowing your body extended periods without food. You might feel hungry at first when you start extending your fasting window. This is normal. Your body has adapted to constant food intake. But within a week or two, the hunger during fasting periods usually diminishes as your body remembers how to efficiently use stored energy. The benefits can come quickly. Many people report better energy, clearer thinking, improved digestion, easier weight management, and better sleep within just a couple of weeks of implementing time-restricted eating. As they spent the night in gentle fasting, their bodies healing, their cells cleaning up, their metabolisms optimizing, yours can begin remembering this ancient pattern. You don't need to do it perfectly, you just need to move in the right direction. Feel your breath matching ancient rhythms as you recognize this simple truth. Your body wants to fast overnight. It's expecting this period of digestive rest. When you provide it, everything works better. Your energy stabilizes, your inflammation drops. Your cells get the cleaning time they desperately need. This isn't about deprivation.
It's about rhythm. Feast and fast. Eat and rest.
Activity and recovery. Your body needs both states, and the cycling between them is what creates optimal function. You're not meant to be in fed state constantly any more than you're meant to be in fasted state constantly. Let this understanding settle as we continue. Your eating confusion, your constant hunger, your metabolic struggles, they make sense now. You've been trying to function in constant fed state, and your body can't thrive that way. Simple overnight fasting, 12 to 16 hours, can begin restoring the ancient rhythm your metabolism is crying out for. Your skin is your largest organ, containing millions of nerve endings designed to detect touch. These aren't just for sensing your environment.
They're for connection.
Touch is a biological need, as fundamental as food or sleep. Without adequate touch, your nervous system becomes dysregulated, your stress hormones increase, your immune function declines, and your mental health suffers.
This isn't psychological.
This is physiological necessity. Return to the Ice Age and watch the constant physical contact among your ancestors. An infant is born and spends the first years of life in continuous skin-to-skin contact with mother, father, siblings, extended family. The baby is carried constantly, held against warm skin, feeling heartbeats, breathing rhythms, the comfort of human touch every moment of every day. As children grow, they still touch constantly, sleeping pressed against parents and siblings, playing in physical contact with other children, being groomed, having their hair touched, their skin stroked, sitting in laps, being carried even when they can walk. Physical touch is as constant as breathing. Adults touch each other too. They sit shoulder to shoulder around the fire. They work side by side in physical contact. They sleep touching. Grooming is a major social activity, removing parasites, arranging hair, touching skin. This isn't romantic necessarily. It's social bonding through touch. When someone is distressed, others touch them immediately.
A hand on the shoulder, an arm around them, being pulled into an embrace.
Physical comfort for emotional pain. This touch triggers oxytocin release, the bonding and calming hormone. Cortisol drops. The nervous system regulates. The person feels safe, held, cared for. Your ancestors probably touched and were touched hundreds of times per day.
Every interaction involved some physical contact, a hand on an arm while talking.
Passing objects with hands brushing. Children climbing on adults. Elders being supported and touched by younger family members. Touch was woven into every aspect of life. This constant touch kept their nervous systems regulated, oxytocin flowing regularly, cortisol staying low, their immune systems functioning optimally because touch has immune-boosting effects, their blood pressure staying healthy, their pain tolerance higher because touch has analgesic effects, their stress resilience stronger because touch buffers stress. Place your palm over your heart right now.
Feel the warmth.
This self-touch still triggers calming responses. Your nervous system responds to touch, even your own touch, because it's desperate for this input it's been denied. Now consider your life. You might go days, even weeks, without meaningful touch. You live alone, perhaps. You work in isolated conditions. Social norms discourage casual touch between adults. A brief handshake is sometimes the only touch you receive in a day. Even if you live with family, the constant touch your ancestors experienced is mostly gone. Everyone has their personal space. Everyone sleeps in their own bed. Casual physical contact has become rare, even strange. You can sit next to someone for hours without your bodies touching at all. Your skin, designed to be a constant source of social connection and nervous system regulation, is starved for input. Your nervous system interprets this as isolation, as abandonment, as being cut off from the tribe. This triggers stress responses. Your body thinks you're alone and therefore in danger. Touch starvation has measurable physiological effects. Your cortisol rises, your oxytocin drops. Your immune function declines, making you more vulnerable to illness. Your blood pressure increases. Your stress reactivity heightens, making you more easily triggered by challenges. Your pain sensitivity increases. Your mood drops. Anxiety and depression risk increases. This isn't about being needy or codependent. This is about biological necessity. Human infants who aren't touched enough can die, even if all their other needs are met. Adults don't die from touch starvation, but they suffer in countless ways. The research on this is clear and overwhelming. You can go days without meaningful touch. Your skin sends distress signals to your nervous system with each passing touchless day. You might not even recognize the feeling anymore because it's become your normal. But beneath conscious awareness, your body is suffering from this deprivation. Even when you do receive touch, it's often brief and functional.
Someone bumps you in a crowd.
A handshake in a business meeting. These don't provide the sustained, safe, comforting touch your nervous system needs. Your body needs touch that lasts, that communicates safety and connection, that triggers the full oxytocin response. The pandemic made this worse for many people. Social distancing, avoiding touch, treating other humans as potential threats. This was necessary for disease prevention, but the cost to mental and physical health has been profound. Humans need touch. We cannot be fully healthy without it, but you can begin addressing this deficit. You can seek out appropriate touch in your life. Massage therapy is powerful. Even a monthly massage provides sustained touch that triggers nervous system regulation. Your body responds to professional therapeutic touch similarly to social touch. If you have close family or friends, ask for longer hugs. Not brief social hugs, but sustained embraces that last 20 seconds or more. This is how long it takes for oxytocin to really start flowing.
Explain what you're learning about touch starvation.
Many people are experiencing the same thing and would welcome more physical connection. Consider practices that involve touch. Partner dancing provides sustained appropriate touch with social connection. Contact improvisation, acro yoga. These movement practices include touch as part of the activity. You're meeting both movement needs and touch needs simultaneously. If you have a partner, increase casual, non-sexual touch.
Sitting close while watching something.
Holding hands while walking. Back rubs, foot massages,
Head scratches.
The casual daily touch is as important as intimate touch, maybe more so for nervous system regulation. If you have children, touch them abundantly. They need it and so do you. The research shows that parents benefit from touching their children as much as children benefit from being touched. Your nervous systems co-regulate through physical contact. Consider getting a pet if appropriate for your situation. Petting an animal triggers oxytocin release and cortisol reduction. It's not the same as human touch, but it provides some of the benefits. Dogs especially provide constant physical contact and affection. Practice self-touch for some benefit. Massage your own hands, feet, arms. Place your hand on your heart when you're stressed. Stroke your own arm gently. It's not as powerful as being touched by others, but it does activate some calming responses as they fell asleep, touching family members, feeling the warmth of bodies nearby, secure in physical connection. So can you imagine that feeling? You are held by ancient wisdom right now, even if not by physical presence. The understanding itself creates connection. Your need for touch isn't weakness, it's biological design. You're a social mammal, evolved to live in constant physical contact with your tribe. The modern isolation and touch taboos are the aberration, not your need for touch. You are held by ancient knowledge right now, even across time and space. The voice speaking to you creates a form of connection. The thousands of others listening to this same voice create community. While not physical touch, these connections do provide some nervous system regulation. You're not completely alone, even if you feel isolated. Begin to notice opportunities for appropriate touch in your life. Don't force it, but be open to it.
A longer hug, a hand on someone's shoulder when they're struggling.
Sitting close to loved ones. Your body will respond with gratitude, with oxytocin, with improved regulation. Small increases in safe touch can have profound effects on your well-being. Let this understanding settle as we move forward. Your touch hunger is real, valid, and addressable. You don't need to live in touch starvation. You can begin gradually to restore some of what your skin and nervous system are crying out for. Modern medicine is extraordinary at addressing acute problems. If you break a bone, if you have an infection, if you need surgery, modern medicine can save your life in ways that would seem miraculous to your ancestors. But when it comes to the chronic diseases of modern civilization, the diseases of mismatch, medicine struggles, not because doctors aren't skilled or don't care, but because medicine is trying to fix with interventions what's actually being caused by environment. Let's understand why your ancestors didn't need medicine for diseases of mismatch. The mismatch didn't exist yet. Their prevention was built into daily life. Watch how naturally health flows from aligned living. They move constantly throughout the day. This prevents the diseases caused by sedentary behavior, obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, many cancers. They don't need medicine for these because their lifestyle prevents them from developing in the first place. They eat real food in limited quantities. This prevents metabolic disease, insulin resistance, fatty liver, many digestive disorders. They don't need dietary interventions or medications for blood sugar or cholesterol because their food environment creates health.
Naturally, they sleep in complete darkness with natural temperature.
Cycles and circadian alignment. This prevents the sleep disorders, mood disorders, and metabolic problems caused by circadian disruption. They don't need sleeping pills or antidepressants because their sleep environment works with their biology. They live in close social connection with constant physical touch. This prevents the anxiety, depression, and stress-related illness caused by isolation. They don't need psychiatric medication because their social environment regulates their nervous systems naturally. They experience stress that comes and goes, allowing complete recovery between stresses. This prevents chronic stress-related disease. They don't need blood pressure medication or anxiety medication because their stress patterns align with what their bodies can handle. They fast overnight naturally, allowing cellular cleanup and metabolic flexibility. This prevents many chronic diseases at the cellular level. They don't need interventions because their eating rhythm creates cellular health. Prevention isn't something they do separately from living. It's built into how they live. Every aspect of their lifestyle is simultaneously sustaining their current health and preventing future disease. This is what health actually looks like: alignment between biology and environment. Time fades as ancient stories unfold, and you begin to see the profound difference between this preventive lifestyle and modern medical intervention. Your doctor treats symptoms because there's no pill for evolutionary mismatch. You come in complaining of poor sleep, and you get prescribed sleeping medication. But the sleeping medication doesn't fix your circadian disruption, your bedroom temperature, your evening light exposure, your stress. It just forces sleep through chemical intervention. You develop depression or anxiety, and you get prescribed psychiatric medication. These drugs can be helpful, even life-saving for some people, but they don't fix your isolation, your lack of physical touch, your disconnection from community, your lack of natural light exposure, your sedentary lifestyle, your poor diet. They alter brain chemistry to compensate for an environment misaligned with your needs. You develop chronic pain, and you get prescribed pain medication. But the medication doesn't fix your sitting all day, your lack of movement variety, your weak stabilizing muscles, your poor posture. It just masks the pain signals your body is sending to tell you something is wrong. You develop metabolic disease, high blood sugar, insulin resistance. You get prescribed medication to lower blood sugar. But the medication doesn't fix your diet of processed foods, your constant eating without fasting, your sedentary behavior, your sleep deprivation. It manages the symptom without addressing the cause. This isn't about rejecting medicine. Medicine is necessary and valuable. But medicine works best when it's addressing actual disease, not compensating for environmental mismatch. You can take medication for depression and also address the isolation and lifestyle factors contributing to it. Both can be true. Understanding brings power to heal. Feel your breath naturally slowing as you recognize that the solution isn't just more medication. The solution is addressing the mismatches between your biology and your environment. Your doctor likely knows this on some level. Many doctors are frustrated by treating symptoms while the underlying lifestyle causes remain unaddressed. But the medical system isn't set up to address lifestyle. Doctors have 15-minute appointments. They're trained in pharmaceutical and surgical interventions. Insurance covers pills and procedures, not lifestyle counseling. And honestly, telling someone to completely change their life is overwhelming and often ineffective. How can your doctor tell you to quit your sedentary job, move to a place with better light exposure, create a community of physical connection, completely change your diet, restructure your home environment, and add hours of movement to your day? It's not realistic, but you can make changes gradually. You don't need to do everything at once or perfectly. You just need to understand the mismatches and begin moving toward better alignment. Small changes in the right direction accumulate into significant health improvements over time. Maybe you can't change your job, but you can stand while working sometimes. Maybe you can't move to a different climate, but you can optimize your bedroom temperature. Maybe you can't create a tribal community, but you can increase connection with the people already in your life. Maybe you can't eat perfectly, but you can reduce processed foods gradually. This is integration of modern and ancient wisdom. Use modern medicine when needed. Take medication if it helps, but also address the underlying mismatches. Both approaches together are more powerful than either alone. As they maintained health through aligned living, their bodies functioning as designed, you're discovering the same path, one insight at a time. You're learning to see your symptoms not as random breakdowns, but as information about what your body needs. Your fatigue isn't just low energy. It's your body telling you it needs better sleep, more movement, better nutrition. Your pain isn't just something to mask. It's your body telling you it needs different movement patterns. Your anxiety isn't just a chemical imbalance. It's your body telling you it needs more connection, less chronic stress, better circadian alignment. Listen to these signals. They're your body's way of communicating. Modern medicine can help manage the symptoms while you address the causes. This isn't either or. It's both and. Understanding brings power to heal. You're not helpless. You're not dependent only on pills and procedures. You have agency. You can make choices that gradually restore alignment between your biology and your environment. And as you do, many symptoms naturally improve. This doesn't mean you'll never need medicine. It means you're addressing the root causes alongside symptom management. You're working with your biology instead of just overriding it. You're becoming an active participant in your health instead of a passive recipient of treatment. Let this understanding settle as we move into practical applications. You've learned what's wrong. Now you'll learn what you can do about it. Not overwhelming changes,
Not perfection.
just practical bridge building between ancient biology and modern life.
Everything we've discussed might feel overwhelming.
So many mismatches, so many things wrong with modern life. Where do you even begin? Let me give you something simple, something powerful, something that takes just 5 minutes but can begin resetting your entire biology. This is your morning ancestral reset. Your Stone Age ancestors wake with sunrise. This isn't arbitrary. This is the most powerful circadian signal your body can receive. First light touches their faces. Within seconds, their suprachiasmatic nucleus, that master clock in their brain, receives the signal. Day has begun. This triggers a cascade of biological events. Cortisol surges naturally, perfectly timed. This is healthy cortisol, the wake-up hormone that gives energy and alertness. Not the chronic stress cortisol you might be familiar with, but appropriate morning cortisol that helps you face the day. Their melatonin production stops. Their body temperature begins rising. Their metabolism activates. Their entire physiology shifts from night mode to day mode. They step outside within minutes of waking. The cool morning air touches their skin. Temperature contrast helps wake them fully. Their feet touch earth, beginning the day's grounding. They move their bodies, stretching, preparing for activity. This simple morning pattern sets their circadian rhythm for the entire day and night. This ancient pattern can still work for you, even in modern life. 5 minutes tomorrow morning. Just 5 minutes. This single ritual begins to reset your ancient clock, and the benefits cascade through every system in your body. Imagine yourself doing this tomorrow. See it clearly. This visualization makes it more likely to happen.
Picture yourself waking.
Instead of immediately checking your phone, you stand up. You go to a window, or better yet, you step outside. Face the sunrise even through a window if you can't go outside. Even on a cloudy day, morning daylight is 10 to 20 times brighter than indoor lighting. Your eyes need this light. Those special photoreceptors in your retinas need to detect the sunrise to set your clock properly. Stand there for just 2 minutes.
Face the light.
Let it enter your eyes. You don't need to stare at the sun directly, that would damage your eyes. Just face the general direction of sunrise and let the natural light reach your eyes. No sunglasses for this morning light exposure. Your brain needs to detect the full spectrum and brightness. While you're standing there, breathe deeply.
5 slow breaths. In through your nose, filling your belly, out through your mouth, emptying completely.
This morning, breathing signals your body that you're awake, calm, ready for the day. Your ancestors didn't need to think about breathing exercises. Their lives naturally included varied breathing patterns. You can restore this with conscious practice. Feel the cool morning air if you're outside, or open a window and let cool air touch your face. Temperature contrast is a powerful wake-up signal. Your body responds to it, becoming more alert, shifting fully into day mode. This simple temperature exposure begins training your body to respond appropriately to temperature cues again. Now move your body. Just 1 minute of movement. Nothing intense. Gentle stretches. Reach your arms overhead. Twist your spine gently left and right.
Roll your shoulders.
Circle your hips. Flex your feet and ankles. You're telling your body, we're mobile creatures. The day has begun. Time to move. If you can, step barefoot on earth. Grass, dirt, sand, even concrete. Let your feet feel the ground. This grounds you electrically and reconnects you with the physical world. Your ancestors' first steps each day were barefoot on earth. You can restore this even briefly, that's it.
5 minutes.
Light exposure, deep breathing, cool air, gentle movement, barefoot grounding. This simple ritual holds ancient power because it addresses multiple mismatches simultaneously. The morning light sets your circadian rhythm, improving your sleep that night. The cortisol surge happens at the right time, making you more alert during the day and helping it drop properly at night. The movement begins the day's movement pattern. The breathing regulates your nervous system. The temperature exposure strengthens your circadian signals. The grounding provides electron transfer that reduces inflammation. This morning ritual begins to reset patterns that have been misaligned for years, maybe decades. You don't need special equipment. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need to wake up hours earlier. Just 5 minutes, preferably within 30 minutes of waking, ideally right after waking. As you drift towards sleep now, your body is already preparing for tomorrow's ancient reset. Somewhere in your unconscious mind, you're planning this. You're seeing yourself doing it, and this mental preparation makes it more likely to actually happen. The first morning might feel strange. Your body isn't used to this pattern, but stick with it. By day 3 or 4, you'll start noticing differences.
More energy in the morning.
Better mood throughout the day. Easier time falling asleep at night. Your body remembers this pattern. It's been waiting for you to restore it. You can build on this 5-minute reset. Maybe in week 2, you extend it to 10 minutes. Maybe you add a short walk. Maybe you add some more movement variety. But start with 5 minutes. Make it so simple that you can't fail. Make it so brief that you have no excuse not to do it. This simple ritual holds ancient power because it honors what your body expects at the most important time of day. The beginning. How you start your day sets the trajectory for everything that follows. Starting with ancestral alignment creates momentum for making better choices throughout the day. Your ancestors didn't need to think about morning routines. Their environment naturally provided the right signals. You need to be more intentional because your environment isn't providing these signals automatically. But that's okay. Intention is powerful. Consciousness is powerful. You can choose to give your body what it needs. Beautiful sunrise sequences.
Morning routines.
Simple, achievable actions. This is what tomorrow morning looks like for you. Not complicated. Not time-consuming. Just 5 minutes of honoring your ancient biology. Weekly progression is natural. Week 1, just do the basic 5 minutes. Week 2, maybe add a short walk after. Week 3, maybe extend the time or add more movement. Week 4, it's become a habit. Something your body looks forward to, something that feels natural and necessary. But start small. Start simple.
5 minutes. Morning light.
Deep breaths, cool air, gentle movement, barefoot earth. This is your bridge from modern sleep to ancient awakening. This is how you begin each day in alignment instead of mismatch. Let this practical application settle into your mind as we continue. You now have something specific to do tomorrow. Not overwhelming.
Not perfect.
Just a simple 5-minute practice that honors your ancient biology and begins resetting the patterns that have been misaligned. There's a practice so simple it sounds too easy to work, so primal it seems mystical, but it's actually based in straightforward physics and physiology. It's called grounding or earthing, and it might be one of the most overlooked aspects of the ancestral health picture. Your body is designed to be in direct electrical contact with the earth, and the loss of this contact may be contributing to inflammation and disease in ways we're only beginning to understand. Your Ice Age ancestors' feet touch earth constantly, not occasionally, not during special barefoot walks, but constantly. Every step of every day, their skin is in direct contact with the ground. Soft moss, river stones, sandy earth, fallen logs, all of these surfaces maintain electrical connection between their bodies and the earth. This isn't mystical. This is physics. The earth has a negative electrical charge, and when your body touches it directly, electrons flow from the ground into you. These electrons are antioxidants, neutralizing positively charged free radicals that contribute to inflammation. This electron transfer happens automatically, constantly, whenever your bare skin touches earth, grass, sand, rock, even concrete. Your ancestors don't know they're being electrically grounded. They just know they feel good. Their inflammation stays low. Their injuries heal quickly. Their sleep is deep. Their energy is stable. The constant earth connection is maintaining their electrical balance, synchronizing their biological rhythms with the earth's electromagnetic field. Modern humans live completely insulated from the earth. You wear shoes with rubber soles, which are insulators. You walk on synthetic floors. You live in buildings elevated off the ground. You sleep in beds with synthetic materials. You can go weeks, months, even years without your skin ever directly touching the earth. This electrical isolation allows your body to accumulate positive charge. This excess positive charge increases inflammation, disrupts circadian rhythms, affects heart rate variability, impairs sleep, increases pain sensitivity, and may contribute to many chronic diseases. You're essentially living in a constant state of electrical imbalance. The research on grounding is fascinating. Studies show that grounding reduces inflammation markers, thins blood slightly, reduces pain, improves sleep, increases heart rate variability, accelerates wound healing, and reduces stress hormones. These aren't small effects. Some people report dramatic improvements in chronic pain, sleep disorders, and inflammatory conditions just from regular grounding practice. Even now, imagine your feet touching cool grass. Your nervous system responds to this visualization. That's how deep this need is in your biology. Your body recognizes earth contact as normal, as health-promoting, as necessary. You can restore this connection even in modern life. The simplest way is literally just taking off your shoes and standing on earth grass, sand, or bare rock. Concrete works too if it's touching the ground, though sealed concrete with barriers underneath doesn't conduct well. Start with just 10 to 15 minutes a day. Stand barefoot on your lawn while drinking your morning coffee. Walk barefoot in a park. Sit with your feet on grass while reading. The electrons begin flowing immediately. Your body begins rebalancing its electrical charge. The best times are early morning or evening when the earth is slightly damp from dew or moisture, which enhances conductivity. But any time works. Any amount of skin contact with earth is beneficial. More is better, but even brief daily contact provides measurable benefits. If you can't easily access earth, grass, or sand, there are grounding mats and sheets that connect to the ground port of electrical outlets, which is literally connected to a rod in the earth. These provide similar benefits to direct earth contact. You can use them while sleeping, working at a desk, or watching television. The earth is waiting to help you heal. This isn't superstition or pseudoscience. This is simply restoring an electrical connection that humans maintained for millions of years until very recently. Your body expects this connection. When you restore it, inflammation drops, sleep improves, pain decreases, and overall well-being increases. Simple daily grounding practice fits easily into life.
Morning coffee barefoot on grass. Evening relaxation with feet on earth.
Walking barefoot when safe and appropriate, working at a desk with a grounding mat,
Sleeping on grounded sheets.
these simple practices restore what insulated modern life has taken away. Indoor grounding alternatives exist for those without easy earth access. Grounding mats for under desks or feet while sitting. Grounding sheets for beds. Grounding patches for specific areas of pain or injury. Even grounding while doing yoga or exercise on a grounded mat. The connection doesn't need to be outdoor to be effective. The immediate effects some people experience can be dramatic. Better sleep the first night, reduced pain within days, more stable energy. These quick results are your body responding gratefully to restored earth connection, to electron flow that neutralizes inflammation, to electrical balance being restored. For others, the effects are more subtle and accumulate over time. Gradual reduction in chronic pain, slowly improving sleep quality, incremental decrease in inflammation markers. Your body healing at its own pace as it rebalances electrically as they slept on Earth, electrically connected every moment of their lives, their bodies in constant electrical communication with the planet. Let yourself feel grounded in this moment, even without direct contact. The understanding itself creates connection. You're learning what your body needs and how to provide it. This practice is free. It's simple. It's available to almost everyone. You don't need any special skills or equipment for basic grounding, just bare skin and earth. And for those without easy earth access, grounding products are relatively inexpensive compared to most health interventions. Your body is designed to be electrically connected to the earth. Every organism that lives
On or in the earth maintains this connection naturally. Only modern humans have insulated themselves completely.
And only modern humans have the chronic inflammation epidemic. This connection might not solve everything, but it's a piece of the puzzle. Let this practice become part of your daily routine. Morning grounding while you do your light exposure.
Evening grounding while you wind down.
Barefoot time while your children play outside. Working at a desk on a grounded mat.
Sleeping on grounded sheets.
Small practices that restore what should have always been there. The Earth has been here for billions of years, constantly generating and maintaining its electrical field. Your ancestors were always connected to it. You can reconnect. You can restore this fundamental aspect of your biology, and your body will respond with reduced inflammation, better sleep, less pain, more stable energy, greater overall well-being. Your bedroom should be a sanctuary for sleep, optimized for the deep restoration your body desperately needs. But for most people, bedrooms have become entertainment centers, workspaces, and storage areas filled with sleep-disrupting elements. Tonight, let's reimagine your bedroom as a modern cave, a space designed exclusively for what it was meant for: sleep. Your ancestors' sleeping spaces are remarkably optimized, though not by conscious design. They're simply sleeping in conditions that match what evolution prepared them for. The cave is cool, naturally staying 10 to 15 degrees cooler than outside daytime temperatures. It's completely dark once the fire dies down, no light pollution, no digital screens, no LED indicators. It's quiet except for natural sounds, breathing, wind, distant animal calls. The environment signals sleep to every cell. When they enter this space as darkness falls, their bodies know exactly what to do. Melatonin production increases, core temperature declines, cortisol drops, parasympathetic nervous system activates. The environment is doing half the work of preparing them for sleep. Your bedroom can become a cave, not literally, but functionally. Environmental optimization for sleep that works with your biology instead of against it. This isn't sacrifice or deprivation. This is restoration of what your body expects and needs. Darkness first. Your bedroom should be completely dark. Not dim, not darkish, but absolutely dark. You should not be able to see your hand in front of your face. This level of darkness is essential for proper melatonin production and deep sleep. Blackout curtains or shades are worth the investment. The darkness they provide pays back immediately in sleep quality. Cover any LED lights from electronics, alarm clocks, smoke detectors. Even these tiny lights can disrupt sleep. Use tape or stickers to cover indicator lights or remove devices from the bedroom entirely. If complete darkness isn't possible, use a comfortable sleep mask. Quality masks that block all light and don't press on your eyes work well. Your brain needs darkness to produce adequate melatonin and maintain deep sleep throughout the night. Temperature optimization is equally important. Your bedroom should be cool, ideally 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. This might feel shockingly cold at first if you're used to warmer bedrooms. But this coolness allows your body to achieve the core temperature decline necessary for deep sleep. Use blankets and comfortable sleepwear to stay warm, but keep the air cool. The combination of cool air and warm blankets is ideal. Your body stays comfortable while your core temperature can decline properly. Many people find this cool bedroom with warm covers actually more comfortable than warm bedrooms once they adapt. Notice what one change would help your sleep most right now. Just one. That's where to start.
Maybe it's darker curtains. Maybe it's lowering the thermostat. Maybe it's removing your television.
Small changes accumulate into dramatic improvements. Remove screens from the bedroom entirely if possible. No television, no computer, no tablet. These devices emit blue light, tempt you to stay awake longer, and create associations between your bedroom and wakefulness. Your bedroom should be associated exclusively with sleep and intimate connection with a partner. Nothing else. Your phone is probably the biggest sleep disruptor. Ideally, keep it in another room while you sleep. Use an actual alarm clock if you need one. If you must keep your phone nearby, put it on airplane mode, place it face down across the room, and commit to not checking it until morning. Every time you check your phone during the night, you're disrupting your sleep cycle with light and mental stimulation. Consider sound. Complete silence is ideal if you can achieve it. If external noise is unavoidable, use earplugs or very gentle white noise or natural sounds like soft rain. Your brain processes sound all night long, and minimizing sound input allows deeper sleep. Some people resist earplugs but find after trying them that their sleep dramatically improves. Your bed matters. It should be comfortable, supportive, appropriate for your body and sleep style. You spend a third of your life in this bed. It's worth investing in quality. Natural materials like cotton and wool breathe better than synthetics and help with temperature regulation. Remove clutter from your bedroom. A calm, minimalist space promotes calm sleep. Piles of clothes, stacks of books, work materials, exercise equipment, all of these create mental associations with wakefulness and activity. Your bedroom should be a clear, calm space dedicated to rest. Consider air quality. Fresh air is ideal if temperature allows. A slightly open window can provide fresh air circulation while maintaining cool temperature. If air quality or temperature makes this impossible, consider an air purifier. Clean air contributes to better sleep quality. Your cave is waiting to be created. Not perfect immediately, but gradually, intentionally, you can optimize your sleep environment. Each improvement brings better sleep. Better sleep affects everything else: energy, mood, immune function, cognitive performance, emotional regulation, weight management. This isn't complicated or expensive necessarily. Blackout curtains, lower thermostat, remove devices, reduce clutter. These are changes most people can make without major expense or effort. The return on investment in terms of sleep quality and overall health is enormous. Sleep ritual integration makes the bedroom optimization even more effective. Having a consistent pre-sleep routine signals your body that sleep is approaching. This might include dimming lights throughout your home an hour before bed, gentle stretching, reading physical books, meditation, whatever helps you wind down. As they entered their optimal sleep environment night after night, their bodies responding with deep, restorative sleep, with complete recovery, with morning energy and vitality, you're planning yours. You're preparing for ancient rest in a modern context. Your cave doesn't need to be perfect to be effective. Start with 1 or 2 changes. Experience the improvement in your sleep. This motivates further optimization. Within a few weeks, your bedroom can be transformed from a sleep-disrupting space to a sleep-promoting sanctuary. The investment of time and money in bedroom optimization is minimal compared to the value of good sleep. Good sleep affects every aspect of your health and life.
It's non-indulgence.
It's a necessity. Your body desperately needs the deep restoration that only optimized sleep in a properly designed environment can provide. Let this vision of your optimized bedroom settle into your mind as you drift. You know what needs to change. You know what your body needs. Tomorrow or this week, you can begin making these changes. Small steps toward creating your cave, your sanctuary, your place of deep restoration and healing. You're not alone in discovering these truths. All over the world, people are waking up to the profound mismatch between modern life and human biology. They're exploring ancestral health, trying to bridge the gap, seeking to restore the patterns that kept humans healthy for hundreds of thousands of years. This is a movement, a community, and you're already part of it just by listening to these words. Your Stone Age ancestors never heal alone. This is important to understand. Every change happens within community support. Someone discovers a better way to make fire, and they share it with everyone. Someone figures out a more efficient hunting technique, and the whole tribe benefits. Someone learns which plants have medicinal properties, and this knowledge spreads through the group. They share knowledge freely because individual success is community success. If one person is sick or weak, the whole tribe is affected. If everyone is strong and healthy, everyone benefits. The tribe ensures individual success through collective support and shared wisdom. When someone makes a change, others support them. If someone is injured and needs to rest, others bring them food, help with their responsibilities, keep them company. If someone is grieving, the community holds them. If someone is learning a new skill, experienced members teach patiently. Community is the context for all healing, all learning, all growth. Modern individualism tells you that you should be able to do everything alone, but this is contrary to human nature. Humans evolved to change together, to support each other through challenges, to share knowledge and encouragement. The lone individual struggling alone is not your natural state. Others are walking this path right now, this moment. Some are further along. Some are just beginning like you. Some are struggling.
Some are succeeding.
But they're all moving in the same direction, toward better alignment between their biology and their environment. And you can connect with them. Online communities focused on ancestral health exist in many forms.
Forums where people share their experiences, what's working, what's challenging.
Social media groups dedicated to ancestral living, primal health, evolutionary wellness. These communities can provide information, support, accountability, and connection. Local groups may exist too. Hiking groups that meet regularly to move together in nature. Morning sun-gazing groups that gather for dawn light exposure.
Barefoot walking groups.
Movement practices like MoveNat or parkour that emphasize natural human movement patterns. Cold exposure groups that practice together. These local connections provide both practical support and the social connection your nervous system needs. Find people who understand what you're trying to do. Your current social circle might not get it. They might think you're strange for standing barefoot on grass, or sleeping in a cold, dark room, or fasting overnight. But in ancestral health communities, these practices are normal. Having people who understand and support your journey makes staying consistent much easier. Who in your life might join you in one small, ancient practice? Just picture them. Maybe a friend who would walk with you in the morning for light exposure. Maybe a family member who would try overnight fasting with you. Maybe a partner who would optimize the bedroom temperature together. You don't need to do this alone, and it's more enjoyable and sustainable with company. Share what you're learning gently, not by preaching or trying to convince anyone, but by sharing your own experience. When you sleep better after darkening your room, mention it casually. When you have more energy after morning light exposure, share what helped. When your pain decreases from barefoot walking, tell interested people. Your results speak louder than arguments. The ancient pattern of healing together still works. Modern technology actually makes it easier in some ways. You can connect with ancestral health communities worldwide, learning from people in different climates, different life situations, different challenges. The tribe is global now, not just local, and this expands the knowledge base and support available. As they slept within the tribe, secure in community support, you're part of a new tribe, rediscovering old wisdom. You're connected to thousands of people making similar changes, facing similar challenges, discovering similar benefits. This connection is real even if it's mediated by technology. You're already part of this ancient movement, this global tribe of people seeking alignment with their evolutionary design. The very fact that you're listening to this content means you've found your way to this community. You're not alone in feeling that something is wrong with modern life. You're not alone in seeking better ways. Community resources exist to support your journey. Books by ancestral health researchers and practitioners. Podcasts diving deep into evolutionary medicine. Websites with practical information and protocols. Conferences where community members gather to share knowledge. Coaches and practitioners who specialize in ancestral health approaches. Shared practice suggestions make the journey easier. Find an accountability partner for morning light exposure. Join an online group for tracking overnight fasting. Attend local gatherings focused on natural movement or outdoor connection. These shared practices create consistency and motivation that's hard to maintain alone. The tribe ensures individual success, just as it did for your ancestors. When you're struggling to maintain new practices, community support helps. When you're confused about what to do next, community wisdom guides. When you're doubting whether this matters, community results inspire. The ancient pattern still works. You're not doing this alone. Even if you don't yet have direct personal connections in ancestral health communities, you're connected through this shared knowledge, through these practices, through the understanding of what humans need to thrive. The tribe is here, welcoming you, supporting your journey. Let this sense of community and connection settle as we approach the final section. You're part of something larger than yourself, a movement of people rediscovering what it means to be healthy humans aligned with their evolutionary design. You're connected across time to your ancestors and across space to modern seekers. You're held in this web of ancient wisdom and contemporary community. As darkness completes its fall over the Ice Age landscape, your ancestors settle into final rest. The fire has burned down to glowing embers, providing just enough warmth and light to feel safe. The cave entrance is guarded by those who will watch through the night. Everyone else begins the journey into sleep. They trust the fire watchers. They trust their shelter. They trust the ancient rhythms that have kept humans alive for hundreds of thousands of years.
There's no anxiety about sleep. No wondering if they'll be able to fall asleep. No lying awake with racing thoughts.
When darkness comes and the day's work is done, sleep simply arrives, natural as breathing. Their last thoughts before sleep are not worries or regrets. They don't replay the day's stresses. They don't scroll through anxiety about tomorrow. They simply feel tired, satisfied with the day's activities, held safely by community, aligned with nature, and they let go into sleep. This is what healthy sleep looks like: natural, easy, complete. You are carrying the same body they carried. This is profound and important to understand. Your body is not significantly different from theirs. You have the same nervous system, the same sleep architecture, the same circadian rhythms, the same capacity for deep restoration, the same capacity for health, vitality, deep sleep. Every cell remembers how to thrive when you remove the mismatch and restore the ancient patterns. This isn't about genetic optimization or biohacking or complicated interventions. This is simply about providing your body with conditions closer to what it expects, what it evolved for, what it knows how to respond to. This isn't about perfection. You don't need to live exactly like your Ice Age ancestors to benefit from these insights. You can't anyway, and trying to perfectly replicate Paleolithic conditions in modern life would be impossible and probably unwise. This is about direction, not destination. Each small step toward ancestral alignment reduces the mismatch disease. Morning light exposure, even a few days a week, is better than never. A cooler bedroom temperature is better than too warm. Some barefoot time is better than always insulated. Slightly extended overnight fasting is better than constant eating. More movement variety is better than complete sedentary behavior. Better is better, even if not perfect. You can live in the modern world and still honor your ancient biology. You can have technology and connection to nature. You can have modern medicine and ancestral lifestyle practices. You can have convenience and also health.
These aren't opposites.
They're complementary when you approach them thoughtfully. Take the deepest breath you've taken all day right now. Hold it for a moment, feeling your lungs fully expanded, your chest open. Now release it slowly as you can, imagining all the day's tension, all the accumulated stress, all the worry and anxiety leaving with this breath. Your ancient body knows exactly how to let go. Trust it. As you drift now into sleep, you carry ancient wisdom with you. Tonight's sleep will be different, even if only slightly, because of what you've learned. Your body responds to understanding. Your nervous system relaxes when it knows someone finally gets it, finally understands what it needs. Tomorrow, you wake with one small practice to try. Just one, not 10 things. Not a complete life overhaul. Just one small step toward alignment.
Maybe it's morning light exposure.
Maybe it's 5 minutes barefoot. Maybe it's eating dinner a bit earlier to extend overnight fasting. Maybe it's lowering your bedroom temperature 1 degree. Your body will tell you what it needs most. Trust that ancient voice inside you, the one that's been trying to get your attention for so long, through symptoms, through discomfort, through that persistent feeling that something isn't quite right. That voice is your biology speaking to you.
Listen to it. As they trusted the darkness, trust your rest now.
Your body knows how to sleep. It's done it every night of your life. The challenge isn't that you can't sleep. It's that modern conditions make it harder than it should be. But you're beginning to change those conditions, one small adjustment at a time. Safe and warm in ancient wisdom, feel yourself held by thousands of years of human experience. Your ancestors survived ice ages, migrations, predators, injuries, illnesses. They thrived in conditions we would consider impossible. Their resilience, their strength, their capacity for health lives on in you. You are safe, you are guided, you are on the path back to alignment. Not perfection, just better alignment. Not overnight transformation, just gradual improvement. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and you've taken that step tonight just by learning, by listening, by understanding. Your ancestors walk with you into tomorrow. Their wisdom flows through your genes, through your cells, through your deepest biological programming. When you honor what they knew, when you restore the patterns that kept them healthy, your body responds with gratitude, with improved function, with the vitality that is your birthright. This is just the beginning of remembering. Tonight you sleep with new understanding. Tomorrow you wake with new practices. Next week you'll notice changes.
Next month, those changes will have compounded.
Next year you'll look back and barely recognize the person you were, living in such profound mismatch, suffering from a disease you didn't even know you had. The Stone Age disease that's been killing you doesn't need to continue. You have power now.
Knowledge is power. Understanding is power.
Each insight gives you tools to reduce the mismatch, to restore alignment, to reclaim the health that should have always been yours. Sleep now, Ancient One. Sleep deeply, completely, restoratively. Let your body do what it has always known how to do when given proper conditions. Let your cells repair themselves. Let your brain consolidate memories and process emotions.
Let your immune system reset.
Let your entire being restore itself for tomorrow. Tomorrow awaits with new possibilities, new practices to try,
New alignment to discover.
new vitality to experience. But tomorrow is tomorrow. Right now is for sleep. Deep, ancient, complete sleep. The kind of sleep that restores not just your body, but your hope, your energy, your capacity to make the changes that will serve you. Time fades as ancient stories unfold, and you fade with them into the same darkness your ancestors knew, the same rest they experienced, the same complete surrender to sleep that comes naturally when body and environment are aligned. This is your birthright. This is your natural state. This is what you're returning to. Let go now.
Let the day go.
Let the worries go.
Let the tension go.
Let everything go except the deep knowledge that you're safe, you're held, you're exactly where you need to be.
The ancient fires are burning for you.
The cave is welcoming you. The tribe surrounds you. The darkness embraces you. Sleep deeply. Sleep completely. Sleep, ancient. And wake tomorrow ready to take the next small step on this journey back to alignment. Back to health, back to the vitality that has always been waiting for you to remember it, to reclaim it, to live it. This is just the beginning. Tomorrow we walk further back in time together, but tonight you rest. Deep, complete, restorative rest. The rest of your ancestors. The rest your body has been craving. The rest that heals everything. Good night, Ancient One. Sleep well, sleep deeply. Tomorrow awaits with all its promise, but first there is this perfect, complete, healing sleep.